The base is loaded. Phillies down 2. And Franson lines one toward right center field. That's going to split the gap and go to the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Carrera. He'll score. They're waving Michael Young home. The throw to the plate. The Phillies have won it. Kevin Franson comes off the bench and shoots a 3-run double into the gap in right center field. And the Phillies come from behind and they win it 4-3. There is nothing better than a day game after a walk-off victory the night before. The fans all talking about Kevin Franson, even if they're as young as these guys that are getting a chance to see the final game of this 3-game series between the Phillies and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. What a day it was yesterday at the ballpark. The Phillies' offense was scuffling. I guess that's an understatement. Until the 9th inning when Kevin Franson came through in a big way. He was still all smiles this morning in the clubhouse.
And what a difference, too. 1-4 or 2-3 with 1 out involved in it. And that's one of the great things about this game, Tom. Sometimes you can't get that 3rd out, and sometimes it comes in your favor. And last night it was in the Phillies' favor. Here's the way it started out, a really good at-bat by Chase Utley. Ned Yost thinks, where was that thing? But that was ball 4. Now Ryan Howard, he has a good at-bat. And he walks 2 on and nobody out. And the bases were loaded. Then Dominic Brown strikes out on a breaking ball in the dirt. This slider right there is a strike 3 call. That was close. And here comes Kevin Franson off the bench, hunting for a first ball fastball. He got it and ripped that thing. Watch this ball when it comes off the wall, too. It stays close to the wall, and that really helped the decision to wave Michael Young home with a winning run, even though I think Ryan Sandberg is going to gamble anyway at home in that situation. What a huge win for the Phillies. You talk about reversal of fortune. What happened in the 9th inning compared to the previous 14 innings over 2 games. They got it done big time, and that thing we'll see if it gives them a good lift here today.
Well, and that's what the Phillies are looking for. They're looking for a big lift because obviously it's a great pitching matchup where the 2 aces are going after each other. Cole Hamels for the Phillies and James Shields for the Royals.
Yeah, 2 really, really good pitchers. That point right now, we have gone through your rotation. You're back to your number 1s, and these are 2 really good number 1 starters. Cole Hamels has pitched so well in this ballpark throughout his career. He's undefeated in his last 7 starts here, going back to last year, of course, and overall just tremendous numbers when you think about an ERA here of just 3.20. And then you have big game James Shields, as they called him when he was with the Rays, and he has pitched a lot of big games for the Rays. Now over here with Kansas City, this guy can be a little bit volatile out on the mound. Big-time stuff, though. A strikeout pitcher, a tremendous competitor. And when a flashback to the World Series, well, the Rays won 1 game in that World Series, and this was it, the game in Tampa. And look at the stuff on him. The game was in St. Petersburg, and he has a real good changeup, breaking ball, fastball, taking hitters to one knee. This should be a lot of fun. We saw him here last year, and the Phillies, including Juan Pierre, of all people, hit a home run off him, but it was a heck of a game. That was the one that Tomey won in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, it should be interesting today because both these pitchers are coming off losses in their first game of the season with each other, and it's going to be interesting to see how they go after things because both threw a lot of fastballs in their first starts of the year. So it is the final game of this 3-game series. Cole Hamels makes his return to Citizens Bank Park. He'll get the baseball for the Phillies. The lineups and first pitch from Philadelphia when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. By Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Independence Blue Cross. We're creating a more coordinated healthcare system that is built around you. Independence Blue Cross, changing the game.
Would you please remain standing and help the United States of America. We ask that veterans please salute as the Barnegat High School Select Choir, under the direction of Natalie Altunji, sing our national anthem.
Kids who are randomly selected get a chance to say hello to their heroes. And how about that little guy getting a chance to get an autograph from Jimmy Rollins on a beautiful afternoon for baseball here in Philadelphia as the Phillies and the Royals wrap up this series. And the Fanatic's been all over the Royals dugout, their TV crew all weekend long, and it continued today. In fact, he and Jeff Francoeur have had this back and forth the entire weekend. There's Escobar, thought about the glove being thrown out. And, of course, the Fanatic is looking for some help and drawing a line. And here comes Jeff Francoeur. He'll go toward the line. He's using a little weapon. The Fanatic just wasn't ready for it, Wheels. But it's been funny watching those two go back and forth during the course of the weekend. The Fanatic is in rare form this afternoon. James Shields, whether he feels that way or not, his catcher certainly got a kick out of it. Let's take a look at the Royals starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. It's Gordon, Escobar, and Butler, followed by Perez, Francoeur, and Moustakas. And the bottom third of Lorenzo Cain, Chris Getz, and James Shields, who was making the start this afternoon for the Royals against left-hander Cole Hamels. The 29-year-old lost his first outing of the year, and 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, but he was strong with his fastball, and that probably didn't help him at all.
Yeah, and he couldn't locate it either. He was throwing a lot of fastballs in the zone. That's not unusual for Cole Hamels to have a poor outing his first time out. It's happened before in his major league career, and he's bounced back quite nicely and will again this year. There's a repertoire on him right there, and you see his numbers in this ballpark last year, just tremendous.
Fly ball center field. Ben Revere is out there. So just a couple of pitches, and there's one away here in the top of the first. There was a moment of silence prior to the start of today's ball game for Captain Michael Goodwin, who passed away yesterday in a fire here in Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia flag is at half mast out in center field. And just a terrible story. We could see the smoke from the fire from the ballpark yesterday, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Captain Goodwin's wife and his 2 grown children and all of the firefighters from the city of Philadelphia. It is the third fatality this year, over the last year in Philadelphia. Eric Kratz got on that ball quickly, but it's a foul ball. And it's one ball and one strike.
Almost a year to the day that the 2 firemen were killed last year in a fire. Just shows you police and firemen every day they go to work, the dangers they face and how much we all owe to them.
Well, Dan Baker announced the moment of silence, and you could hear a pin drop here at the ballpark. The Royals were out in front of their dugout. You can see them bow their heads as the moment of silence took place. 1-2 the count to Escobar. Escobar 2 for 9 with a couple runs scored in the series so far. Hitting .238 overall. He was late on that pitch. And it remains 1-2.
Threw him a changeup the pitch before that. That was a fastball, maybe a cut fastball. Looked like it moved in a little bit. And that's what Cole Hamels can do so effectively now to right-handed hitters that he wasn't able to do before that pitch, and then go away from them. He's going to come back inside with a fastball.
And he fights it off. Hamels at his last outing, we said that he couldn't locate the fastball the way he would like. He said he had such an adrenaline rush starting the opener of the season. It was odd to see his breakdowns, because normally he'll throw, majority of pitches will be fastballs, but then it will be the changeup after that. But the majority of his pitches were fastballs and cutters and less changeups than usual.
Well, you can kind of see he was amped up last week. His velocity was up, but velocity doesn't mean a whole lot if you're getting it towards the middle of the plate to major league hitters. Now you see what he did in that game, and you expect him to be a lot better here this afternoon. He's going up against another guy who's really good in James Shields.
Outside and low, 3-2 the count. Got him. Threw him a changeup. Got him swinging for the first strikeout of the day.
Well, time now for our Nissan keys to this afternoon's game. Just a beautiful Sunday afternoon for Charlie Manuel and his Phillies. Big game James, that's what they call Shields, against Cole Hamels. And any momentum from last night? We'll see.
Well, the Phillies are hoping that they'll ride the momentum of Kevin Franzen's walk-off double in last night's ball game. Here's Billy Butler, who gets the start at first base again with the left-hander on the mound. We said we weren't sure whether he would start today, but Ned Yost has decided to put him out there against the lefty, and Hosmer will come off the bench for a second straight day.
He had a lot of routine plays. He didn't have any problems in the field. Cole's not missing by a whole lot with his pitches here early in the game, but as pitchers want to do in the major league, he's just trying to establish his fastball. Now he's going to throw changeup.
Back toward the middle. Cole Hamels, like a vacuum, makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. A fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. We've played a half. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Royals nothing, and the Phillies coming up. Three-game series. Let's take a look at Charlie Manuel's lineup for today. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off is Revere, followed by Jimmy Rollins and Chase Utley. Ryan Howard's the cleanup batter. Michael Young's over at third base, hitting fifth. Dominic Brown bats sixth. Eric Kratz moves up to the 7-hole. He'll do the catching today. That's because Ezekiel Carrera will make his first start in a Phillies uniform in right field, and Cole Hamels, of course, will bat ninth. And they'll be facing right-hander James Shields, the 31-year-old from Newhall, California. A lot of success with the Tampa Bay Rays, and as is sometimes the case with the Rays, they felt like they couldn't pay him anymore, so they traded him off to the Kansas City Royals. Yeah, they got a pretty good prospect in return.
Yeah, they sure didn't trade him because they wanted to necessarily, because his second half of the season last year was unbelievable. He is very similar, as you see on our Budweiser scouting report, as Cole Hamels, in that fastball changeup mix. Now, he'll mix in other pitches too, but he's going to go after you with those two pitches, and he's been very, very consistent. He's a guy who has he's got a motor running all the time, and you can get him a little bit fried out there once in a while, and teams can get to him.
Ben Revere takes a strike to start his at-bat. It's 0-1.
He is very intense.
Revere 2 for 7 lifetime against James Shields. Third baseman Moustakas way in on the grass. Back toward the middle. Escobar gets to it, but he has no play, and Revere is aboard. We mentioned he had 39 infield hits a season ago, and with that speed, he's able to pick one up right out of the chute here in the bottom of the first.
Well, that's what you really like to see from him. Hit the ball on the ground, and then hopefully it's in a spot it'll go through, or it'll be where an infielder can't make a play on him. That's a 100 hopper right up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Ben Revere every time. You can run on Shields. Last year, 16 attempts, 14 successful.
Well, Revere has stolen 2 bases so far this year. Had 40 stolen bases a season ago, was caught 9 times. And a breaking ball in there for a strike to Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins will try and take some pitches maybe early for a base stealer, but he also has that hole in the right side to take a shot at.
Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Mike O'Farrell of Philadelphia. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Mike's going to win $200. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Escobar. Revere's going to go on the third. What a break for the Phillies, because Rollins hit it. Well, he hit it like a bullet. First and third with nobody out.
See the replay on that, because I don't know if Escobar had a lunge for that the way that he did. That was going to be a sweet little one-hop double play ball, it looked like. And Phillies get the big break, as Tom said, as it's deflected into right field. See how it's hit here. Well, maybe he had to. Angle we saw it originally. No, he really does not have to go down to his knees and lunge that way.
That's a good point.
Ball. He got himself out of control, where if the ball takes any change of direction, he really can't do a whole lot with it. He's kind of defenseless, and that's what happened on that play.
Well, now the Royals are giving the Phils a run. They'll set up for 2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the first, and Utley at the plate. Chase 7 for 18 so far. He's hitting .389 with 6 runs batted in.
We want to get after a guy like Shields right now, because these veteran pitchers and the good ones, the way he is, sometimes if you don't get him in the first inning, you have a problem.
Well, they won the count. Utley started that rally last night, which led to the Phillies' victory. His walk, which was pivotal because it brought the tying run to the plate, and essentially the next 2 guys walked, and that loaded up the bases for the Phillies.
How about the 3-2 pitch he took, how close it was?
There was a lot of talk about that. There was also the talk about the 2-strike pitch to Mayberry that looked like it was a little wide, that was called a strike.
Yeah, it probably was.
1-1 the count to Utley. It all set up the heroics of Kevin Franzen. He got a chance to provide that spark, which was great to see. As we said, he's one of the best guys in the game. But also with his mom and dad in the audience watching. That must have been a great feeling. Watch the whole game, wonder if your son's going to get in, and then bam, he wins the ball game.
He never had a walk-off hit in the major leagues. Now he does.
Rollins goes, pitches loop toward left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Revere will score. Rollins continues to third. 1-0 Phillies on Utley's 7th ribby of the year.
How about if you're Shields right now? Remember, you said you get a little excited. First hit, 100 hopper up the middle. Second one's a double play ball. They don't make the play. And now a parachute out to left field. So Phillies making contact here, running the bases well early in the game, and have a chance for an inning here against a good pitcher. See, right there with Jimmy running, and Chase fights it off. Good base running by Rollins. Got in the vicinity of second base on there where he felt he could still get back if it's caught. And then when it drops, he can go over to third base.
And again, the Royals are giving the Phillies another run. With Ryan Howard up, runners on first and third. The infield back. Howard tried to check. They'll appeal. Yes, he went, says Jeff Kellogg. Kellogg's the crew chief.
Still have the overshift, as Tom mentioned, but Ryan Howard gets some more room here with a man on first. By that I mean they can't play the second baseman all the way out in the outfield. It takes so many hits away from him, even on line drives. See where they have to play. I feel like I do this. Normally, they're out in that area.
You could use that half circle, making it seem like it went over his head.
That's a little bit testing. Just work on the straight lines.
He went that time. It's 1-2.
Shields is not going to necessarily challenge you here. He has such great off-speed stuff. He can throw slider, he'll throw curveball, cutter, and he has an outstanding changeup. So he doesn't really have to give in.
Got him. Threw him a changeup.
Threw him almost all off-speed stuff in that at bat, and that's what the thing that he can do to you. He's not going to give in with fastballs all the time.
Well, we were talking about Kevin Franzen's game-winning hit. Let's take a look at our cold hard fact, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. His 3-run walk-off double last night made him the first Phillies player to have a 3 RBI walk-off hit that wasn't a home run since 1973 when Dell Unser did it.
Wow.
Now that's a fact. Michael Young, the hitter. Royals set up to turn 2 with 1 out. And Young takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
Dell Unser had a heck of a run as a pinch hitter for the Phillies in the times that he was here. He has a bunch of home runs for them. I can't say that I remember that double, though.
It'll come to you at some point during the day.
I'd like to know who the pitcher was.
Over toward the hole. That'll sneak into left field, a base hit. Rollins will score, and the Phillies lead it 2-0.
Boy, they're taking advantage of some stuff in this inning. There's another potential double play ball that finds a hole. See Ned Yost just shaking his head. You got to be good in this game. A little bit of luck really helps too. Good contact there by Michael Young. They're pinched up the middle for a double play ball, so that leaves that hole wide open on the left side like that, and he just bounces it through.
Well, still a runner in scoring position for the Phillies with 1 out. Dominic Brown will be the hitter. Dominic so far 5 for 19. Hit a home run in the opener against the Royals.
Don't want to stop now if you can get more of this guy.
There's Ryan Howard. He's the only out so far in this inning. Had a change up low and inside. 2-0.
He finished with a game with Shields, and normally you'll look at his breakdown on pitches, and he'll go fastball, changeup, and then after that he'll mix in those three other off-speed pitches: fastball, cutter, curveball, and slider once in a while also.
His last outing against the White Sox, Dave Island, their pitching coach, was trying to get him to establish more fastballs because he does have such good secondary pitches, but they wanted him to throw more fastballs, and he did. He was locked up against a very good pitcher in Chris Sale from the White Sox.
He gave up 1 run, and that beat him.
Yeah, last start, 52% of his pitches were fastballs. Last year it was 31%, and he had 7% sliders. And last year it would be 16% in his outing. 2-0 the count to Brown. And a line drive, base hit it to right center field. Utley's going to score. Young on his way to third. It's 3-0 Phillies. An RBI single for Dominic Brown.
That looked like an all-speed pitch too, maybe change up, hit it hard. It looked like the second baseman Guess was going to make a diving catch for a double play right under his glove.
They were playing in, hoping to turn two.
Sure, they're cheating in. That's the thing. When you get men on base, you know, the infielders have to be in more of a defensive position, give ground. There it is right there. Look how close he came to that. And now it didn't go under his glove. It was past him.
Well, that ball was hit hard by Dominic Brown.
That was hit right on the nose. That would have had to be right at him to make a play on it. This is one of those things you see so often in baseball, Tom. You win a game like last night, and everybody comes out a little more loosey-goosey. That doesn't mean you're going to have all these hits that they've had or the way they've gotten them, but sometimes it just changes things around for a little while.
Eric Kratz, Charlie Emanuel said, was going to be the guy to hit last night if he needed a home run. But since he just needed a hit, that's why Franzen pinch hit. So Kratz back behind the plate today. And it's 0-1.
Good first to thirding in this inning, giving yourself chances to get runs on fly balls with less than 2 outs. And once again, they have a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Throw up a crooked number off this guy in the first inning, and that's really a good sign. That pitcher's duel in Washington, Strasburg and Cueto. You think, oh, that'll be low scoring. 3-3 in the second.
If Strasburg gave up 3 runs at the bottom of the first, and then the Nationals in the top of the second were able to get 3 against Cueto.
That's some matchup right there. That's like today. This is a good one. Well, you're at that point now where you get the number ones matched up again.
0-2 the count to Kratz, first and third for the Phillies.
Seems like he's thrown a lot of pitches, but he hasn't because they've hit some balls early in the count off it. It's only 20 to this point.
Rollins and Revere started the scoring.
Get down to the 7-hole hitter, you think, boy, there's probably been a lot of pitches thrown.
This will be the 21st of the inning for Shields. In the air to left center field. Going back on it is Alex Gordon. He has room. And he makes the catch. Tagging from third and coming home is Young. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Eric Kratz. And it's 4-0 Phillies.
Talk about it all the time that one of the most underrated parts of this sport, in my opinion, are first to third. If you can do that consistently, you will score runs and big runs as they add up during the game. And another example there of good base running where you're first to third and then a guy gets a fly ball and you get a run out of it.
Well, the Phillies, who have struggled with runners in scoring position up until last night's double by Franzen, now 4 for their last 5, counting the 3 for 4 today. That's better than what was it, 6 for 30 going into last night's game.
Yeah, it was grim.
Here's Ezekiel Carrera in his first Phillies at bat. He scored the tying run last night. He was sent in to pinch run for Ryan Howard. If the game had gone to the bottom of the top of the 10th inning, then Franzen would have played first base. We thought maybe it would be Mayberry, but it was going to be Franzen. 1-0 pitch out toward right field. Frank Coor will settle under it. And he puts it away for the final out. 8 men come to the plate in the inning for the Phillies. They pick up 5 base hits. It began with Revere, then Jimmy Rollins, and then Chase Utley put the Phils on the board. Michael Young added an RBI single. Dominic Brown hit the hardest ball of the inning until Kratz's sac fly, 4-0 Phils. Top of the second, Phillies up 4-0. And Salvador Perez takes the first pitch outside and high, 1-0. So Hamels now working with a 4-run lead. Phillies had a 4-run lead in the opener. They weren't able to hold it. See if Hamels is able to do it here. He looks sharper today and more under control, I think it's safe to say, with the first 4 hitters.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you feel 10 feet tall. You go out there and your team throws a 4-spot up in the first inning off a pitcher like Shields.
2-1 the count. That pitch outside.
Doesn't mean you go out of your game plan either. You don't start throwing all fastballs or something like that. But you can do some things and take some chances that you wouldn't be able to take if you're in a scoreless game or 1-run game. Ooh. Well, he wanted to know where that was. There's Shields wondering what hit me in that first inning.
He still looks disgusted.
Well, yeah, that was a great inning for the Phillies, but he knows he made some pitches in that inning and he didn't get the results that he wanted.
3-2 the count.
That ball Jimmy Rollins hit, just think about that. That's 2 outs and nobody on base, even though it's a hit.
Ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Perez. Now this Tuesday when the Phillies take on the New York Mets, it's the first of 2 Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights here at the Yard. Second one is Monday the 22nd against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mark your calendars now. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. You can also see a list of the rest of the Dollar Dog Nights here at the ballpark this year.
Last thing you want to do is come out and walk the leadoff man after you just got a 4-spot. And nobody knows that more than Hamels. You can see how disgusted he was when he walked Perez.
Well, Jeff Francoeur has the most at-bats out of anybody, of course, in the Royals lineup against Hamels. He's 14 for 50 against him for his career. Fly ball right center field. Carrera calls off Revere, but Revere makes the final say.
Yeah, those guys have not played together, so there's always a communication thing involved. But if the center fielder can get to it, rule of thumb, he catches it. He has the right of way.
Carrera should know that because he can play all 3 outfield positions.
Right.
1 out. Mike Moustakas 3 for 5 in the opener. And it's 0-1. Got a piece of that one. off the end of the bat. Rollins is out. So is Brown. It's Brown who makes the catch. When Rollins looked at Dominic Brown, Dominic must have said something to let Jimmy know that he had a beat on it.
I hope he said, "I got it."
Well, but he looked like he was so far away from it when Jimmy peeled off.
Well, that thing is so high that your left fielder has to come and get this. It's a much more difficult play for the. See, I got it. I got it.
That's when Jimmy peeled off.
That's a YOLO tango.
Well, now 2 outs. Lorenzo Cain, the batter.
Infielders love that sound too. When they're going out for a difficult pop-up sun, they want to be called off.
Cain is 1 for 6 with a couple runs scored during the series for the Royals. Change up outside, 2-0. The conditions, it's beautiful. Partly cloudy, around 60 degrees. Out in the sunshine today, it is comfortable. It's supposed to be even better tomorrow.
You see the flags are not blowing straight in left to right, and that's always a good sign if you want warm weather. We're starting to get a little bit different direction, and that's going to help in the next few days to warm things up around here.
You should have been a weatherman, Wheels.
What?
You know all that stuff.
Oh, well, that's pretty easy.
Inside and low, 3-1.
Blowing left to right, northwest wind. That's usually chilly, right?
I guess, yeah.
It is. That's meteorology 101.
I didn't have that class.
Oh, well, we had to take it.
Off the hands, out to right field. Carrera coming on. He dives and he makes the catch. He stammered just a little bit at the start and then had to make up for it by leaving his feet. After the leadoff walk, Hamels gets 3 straight balls to his outfield, including this one by Ezekiel Carrera on his introduction to Philadelphia. Happening here at Citizens Bank Park every morning from 6 until 8 a.m. It's Eye Opener. It's a different kind of morning news show. And as we go to the bottom of the second, it's 4-0. Phillies on top. Swing and a miss by Hamels, and it's 0-1. Phillies scored 4 runs in the first inning against James Shields. It's the first time for Shields since September 21st, 2010 that he gave up at least 4 runs in the first inning of a game. That's 70 starts. That was against the Yankees.
That's why it's so big to hit a pitcher like him with an inning like that.
Hamels strikes out on 3 pitches.
Because depending, you may not get a whole lot, if anything, off him the rest of the time he's out there.
Time to take a look at our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Wheels, we already had it.
Yeah, Ezekiel Carrera, he froze a little bit on that. Didn't read it right away. But then they say he has tremendous speed. And watch, see right there, he freezes. Now I say, oh, I better come in. And he reacted well and catches the ball. And then he took a heck of a ribbing in the dugout because they were probably saying, no, man, you could have caught that about eye high.
Probably thought he could, too, after he looks at it, realizes that he was slow to get it rolling. It's nice that he was able to recover, though.
Bet.
5 pitches, 5 strikes for Shields to start the second. Ben Revere got the 4-run rally started in the first with an infield single.
Juan Pierre had a 3-run home run here last year off James Shields in that game that was played at Citizens Bank Park when he was with the Rays. Jimmy Rollins homered off him. One dramatic fashion by Jim Thome with a walk-off home run.
Well, maybe that's a good sign for Ben Revere if Juan Pierre homered against James Shields last year. Maybe Pierre, who's gone 1,012 official at-bats without a home run in his big league career, maybe he's due today.
Well, you do at some point.
And a call, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Shields.
Yeah, this is what can happen with a guy like Shields.
3 strikeouts and 2 outs here in the second.
He has such good stuff, and he can paint with his pitches. Now you see him run that thing away on the outside part of the plate.
Rollins takes a strike on the off-speed pitch. That was a curveball from Shields. It's 0-1. Phillies up 4-0, 4 runs in the first. That was a tough play for Ashley. That ball was ricocheting every which way. She knocked it down, though.
Good job.
Up the first base line. And Billy Butler will stroll over to first. It's a 1-2-3 second for James Shields. So the Phillies go down quietly in their half of the second. We go to the third. The Phils up by 4 over KC. Game series, and you see the t-shirt that Emily is wearing down the right field line as she's signing autographs, and Ashley's got down the left field line, the 2 Philly ball girls who are working today. Well, all fans 15 and older will receive that t-shirt. It's compliments of McDonald's. Make your plans now. There are seats still available. Get a chance to see Roy Halladay pitch tomorrow for the Phillies. 7:05 first pitch. It's a sharp looking t-shirt. Over the years, if you've come to each of the games where we've given out that t-shirt, compliments of McDonald's, you have a pretty good collection going. It's Matt Harvey against Roy Halladay tomorrow. As we go to the third, Chris Getz bunts up the first base line. This is going to be a tough play, and Howard can't get to it. That was a really good bunt for the first hit of the day for the Royals.
He has to make a split-second decision there on whether Hamels can beat the batter Getz to first base or whether he can beat him. Cole breaks. He wasn't going to get there. So Ryan Howard takes a shot at him. That's just a really good job by Getz.
Well, now Shields could bunt to move the runner up into scoring position if he so chooses. And he takes low, 1-0. Shields is 7 for 37 lifetime. A 189 hitter. Just jabbed at it. Shields had a sacrifice bunt last year. Looks at Eddie Rodriguez for some signs.
Well, you would think they would continue to try and get a bunt down here, get a runner in a scoring position, maybe pick up a run that way, as opposed to him hitting into a double play if he swings away.
Bunts it in the air. Kratz will make the catch. Phillies will take that. 1 out. Go back to the top of the order for Alex Gordon, and with that, let's welcome in Greg Murphy. Murph, how's it going today, buddy?
That's going very well, T-Mac, and a lot of Phillies fans may be sitting at home and wondering who is Ezekiel Carrera. Well, we're going to try to answer that question for you. The Phillies, of course, picked him up on waivers earlier this week from the Cleveland Indians. Wheels, as you mentioned, they love his speed. The guy stole 26 bases a year ago. Yeah, hit for a pretty good average as well for Cleveland in the time that he was up. Now, you mentioned that he froze a little bit on that ball, that line drive out to right field. It might be because the lack of experience out there in right field. Just 7 major league starts in right field, over 70 in center field. So still learning that position, but pretty good start for him so far in the Phillies uniform, guys.
Yeah, and Ruben Amaro was talking about him the other day. He thought he was bringing a player over here to put on the roster that Charlie might think about using once in a while, and that sure worked out today.
Yeah, he obviously replaces Ender Inciarte, who was sent back to Arizona in the Rule 5. But, he's a guy that has the same kind of tools. He's got speed. He can play all 3 outfield positions. He's played 45 games actually in left field in his major league career as well. And we saw last night he can run the bases, too. So he is a guy that Charlie can use, and he's decided to use him this Sunday afternoon.
I think the other thing, too, you pointed out, is that he has major league experience. He's a year older than Ender Inciarte, and he's got obviously more major league experience than Inciarte does by a wide margin.
Yeah, you're talking about an A-ball player in Inciarte as opposed to a guy who has played in the major leagues. Big difference.
Yeah, he said the other day that it was kind of a tense situation when he was waived by the Indians because he wasn't sure where he was going to go. He was in Columbus training, and he said he was just hoping he would get a major league deal somewhere. Outside, ball 4. These last couple of pitches were pretty close by Hamels. But Eric Cooper is not budging. That's the second walk for Cole. And it puts 2 on with 1 out for Escobar. Wheels, it's time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. You can submit your answer on the subject line. Name the one other Royal who won a batting title besides George Brett. Wheels is nodding with a little affirmation.
I think I know that. Well, we'll see. But I know the fans will get that.
Escobar struck out his only time up. Phillies set up for 2 here at the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, it's a good time for Eric Kratz to go out there because, as Tom mentioned, Hamels a little bit upset with some of the pitches. Thought they were close. They look like they're balls, but they are close. And this team certainly proved the other day that they can throw up a crooked number on you in a hurry. And you don't want to help them by walking batters. Pitching behind a lot of guys all of a sudden. He just needs to have one guy roll one over here for a double play, get out of the inning, like maybe Escobar.
fires a fastball for strike one, 2-1. Hamels certainly has been able to front run during his career. 2-1 the count. The pitch off the end of the bat, a flare down the right field line, a fair ball, and it hits off the wall. Carrera is able to backhand it. 1 run scores. Gordon stops at third, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
There you go. You put base runners on and walk them, and then all of a sudden they may dunk one in, and now they got a big boy coming up.
RBI double, second double of the year for Escobar.
Makes a pretty good pitch to him here. He fooled him with a changeup, hits it right off the end of the bat and inside the line. It's a pretty good job by Carrera over here. This thing takes a crazy carom off the seats. Right? Well, you'll see it. And then he surrounds it very well and makes sure that he keeps the second and third.
Yeah, because Gordon was heading home.
Sure.
That ball had been bobbled. Billy Butler takes outside. It's 1-0.
And just like that, when it looks like everything's going real well, you get the tie and run up with these guys.
Ed Butler 0 for 1, hit one back to the box his first time up. 1 for 5 in the series with an intentional walk. Fouls it away. 1-1 the count. .42 pitches for Hamels, and you see the ball strike ratio not necessarily what you expect from Cole.
No, he's missing a lot today. Pitches so well in this ballpark too.
Cutter inside and low, 2-1.
Oh, this guy's looking to launch right now. You could tell with that back leg swing he had at that. And he can hit him.
Walked out of the stadium with him last night. He's an unbelievably pleasant guy. Gordon's over at third. Escobar's at second. And it's 2-2 the count to Billy Butler. Change up, hit towards shortstop. A run's going to score. Rollins, though, has time to throw out Butler. It's a 4-2 ball game.
There's that rollover for a double play you wanted, but unfortunately they doubled before that, so you didn't have this situation. This is just what they did the other day. They cut it in half from 4-zip to 4-2.
Here's Salvador Perez. He's ready to hit, but Butler was taking his time getting back to the dugout. Escobar's at second. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike and no throw.
Well, he took advantage of the fact they never looked back at him. I don't know whether they're even that concerned with him. Stealing third with 2 outs. They're having trouble getting together this inning. There's been a lot of wipe offs and step offs.
Oh, and 2 the count is Perez fouls that ball back. Off the hands over toward the middle of the diamond. Rollins is over. Side is retired, but the Royals do score 2. They get one on a double by Escobar, another one on a ground out by Butler. We go to the bottom of the third here at Philadelphia. Phil's 4 and the Royals 2. go places. By Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. A beautiful day for baseball. It's nice to have a day game. Sun is shining. It's getting a little warmer here in Philadelphia. Phillies on top 4-2. They'll send Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Michael Young to the plate against James Shields. So the 4-0 lead has been whittled down to a 4-2 lead. Let's see if the Phillies can get back at it against Shields, who gave up the 4 runs in the first, but then retired them in order in the second. Utley rips one into right field, a base hit. He got a high fastball and he drilled it into right.
Yeah, there it is. The high fastball gets on top of it. Base hit. Now they're going to shift again for Ryan Howard, but they can't play deep with the second baseman, so it gives him some more room. Now, last time up, he kept thinking he was going to get a fastball. He didn't get fastballs.
What do you think? He's going to get a fastball to start this at bat?
I wouldn't throw him one after watching the swings the first time up, unless you think he's going to take.
Well, he starts him off with a curveball, and it's 0-1. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Marlins are shutting out the Mets 3-0. Donovan Solano has 3 hits, a double, an RBI. Mets will be here tomorrow with Doc against Matt Harvey.
Saw Harvey last year. He's a good-looking young pitcher for the Mets.
He had a good opener, too, for New York this year.
Shields just held the ball that time where they weren't comfortable with the pitch, where they thought Utley was going to go and he wanted to stop him. He's got that dipsy doodle stretch motion like Davis the other day.
Maybe it's something they were taught in the Rays system.
Thinking the same thing. They're both from over there. Still, maybe they did it before. We just don't see them enough. Another off-speed pitch to Ryan Howard. Was it good to see Chase Utley hitting line drives the way that he is? All over the place, too.
Well, that and the way he's running the bases, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's back to the way he used to be.
Those legs are good.
Little dribbler up the first base line. Utley will get to second. And Howard's retired. Nobody was at third. Utley was caught. Perez started going up the third base line. Chase thought about going.
And then he saw the catcher coming down the line. That's what the catcher has to do, is get down there with that shift and cover third base, and he did. Or he would have run to third. Ryan Howard got another off-speed pitch there and just topped it. No, Chase Utley's thinking, with Ryan Howard batting, I may have something over there if everybody falls asleep, because third base could be left unoccupied. And that's the way he plays the game. He's always thinking ahead on what could happen. So he comes real hard around second in case the catcher didn't come down there.
Now Michael Young. Young singled his first time up. Takes a strike, 0-1. 93 on that fastball from Shields. The base hit for Michael Young is 6th of the year. Young has had 7 years in which he's hit over 300 or more. He also has 11 consecutive seasons with 150 hits or more. That's the 4th longest active streak in baseball. Jeter has 17, Pujols has 12, and Ichiro has 12.
6 times over 200 hits.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Young. Opposite way, base hit it to right field. Now Utley had to hold up to make sure it wasn't caught, so he'll stop at third. It'll be first and third with 1 out. A reminder for Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver.
That's a perfect example of why Michael Young has so many hits. in the major leagues because he'll use the whole field. He hits a lot of balls with the right of second base too, and hard. It's good base running, as Tom said, by Chase Utley, because you couldn't tell that ball may not be caught, so you don't want to get doubled off. Now a fly ball and get him in.
Dominic Brown singled his first time up. Phillies now with 7 hits. Throw over to first. Young is back.
Kind of missed that old fake to third, throw to first move.
Somebody's going to do it this year, and it's
balk.
going to be a balk.
Yeah, he'll forget.
New rule that was added for this year. They throw behind Utley. The throw was high. Unfortunately, Utley was able to get back.
Boy, this guy likes to throw. And what an arm. Utley is very aggressive with walking leads, and he almost got a little bit too aggressive. Right there,
he sailed the throw a little bit.
Yeah, he's going, uh-oh. Well, what he did, too, he did a great job of getting back and getting in the line of the throw, picking up where the infielder was, so maybe he'd get hit. Love watching him take his walking leads because he comes down and then he always pirouettes and heads back into fair territory then.
Everything's done with a purpose.
He doesn't do anything half speed. So you see if Dominic Brown maturing as a hitter, you hope, can get into a 2-strike mode now in a defensive situation and hit a fly ball. Just protect and put the ball in play to the outfield. The Shields will try to trick him.
No, he threw him a backdoor cutter. And according to Eric Cooper, it did go backdoor on the outer half, so 2 outs.
Big pitch. That's a strike.
Now 2 outs. They'll leave it for Eric Kratz. Kratz at a sac fly his first time up. Came back with a fastball in the inner half, swung on and missed. It's 0-2.
Both these pitchers have the ability to keep hitters off balance. So they'll pitch backwards. They also can hit their spots. Above average fastballs and real good off speed stuff.
Kratz stays alive.
And this at bat, he's going away in away. And that's what I mean about keeping hitters off balance with location and changes of speed. And that's what pitching's all about. Aaron Rowan's cousin, James Shields.
Wearing number 33 too.
Yeah.
He really reared back there. 95. That's the hardest ball he's thrown today, but he left it out over the plate a little bit. And it remains 0-2.
Almost looks like he's trying to get him out away in this at bat.
He's thrown 49 pitches, but his splits are pretty good. A lot of strikes.
Sometimes guys, even veteran pitchers, can throw too many strikes.
Kratz is rung up, so back-to-back strikeouts for Shields, and he leaves 2, including Utley over at third. 5 strikeouts overall. We've completed our first 3. We move to the 4th with the Phillies up 4-2. Cup of Green Mountain coffee. Look out, Dominic. K-Cups delivered in all the flavors you love. By who but W.B. Mason. Phillies up 4-2. Dominic Brown has a base hit so far today. He's also gone down on strikes. He'll go back to work in the outfield. And Cole Hamels. Cole struggled somewhat with his command in the 3rd. He gave up the 2 runs, but he's only allowed 2 hits. He's walked a couple. And he'll face Francoeur, Moustakas, and Lorenzo Cain. Francoeur flying out to center his first time up. Waves of changeup, 0-1.
Well, both pitchers dominant in terms of their changeup. Both of them go separate ways. Good fastball. Cole Hamels throws his almost as if it's a kind of a screwball as it goes away from the right-handed batter. That's what makes it so tough, that not only does he have good arm motion on it, has good movement on the ball. Well, so does Shields from the opposite side. Good changeup.
Francoeur fouls it back. Well, if you look at the number of 2-strike swings and misses in Major League Baseball a season ago, Kendrick with his changeup has the most, 51%. Hamels 49%. Shields 47%. Those are 3 of the top 5 in baseball. As Utley just barely gets Francoeur. And now 1 out in the 4th. I thought that was kind of interesting. He kind of expected it from Hamels. We didn't know a whole lot about Shields just because we've watched him from a distance. But we knew he had a good changeup. But also Kendrick's sitting atop that list.
Yeah, he's actually come up with a better pitch there, Kendrick, and he needs that pitch just for the left-handed batters. Keep him off of that fastball and also that cutter that he throws in. Every pitcher needs to have an out pitch of some sort, especially when you get into any kind of problems, men in scoring position. You want to be able to throw a pitch that you have confidence in, that you can get a hitter out with.
Yeah, with Cole, he has confidence throwing it. Doesn't matter when. I mean, that's the first curveball I think he's thrown since the 1st inning. But the changeup he'll throw, he could be behind 3-0 and he'll throw it.
Well, he said he can throw it in his sleep. You're right. I think that breaking ball, a hard breaking ball, would be a little better to the left-handers.
No balls and 2 strikes the count to Moustakas.
Great year, too, though, for Cole Hamels. Career highs and wins and strikeouts, 216 strikeouts. So he is coming into his own. And He's only going to get better.
How about that broken bat right there?
That's what you call getting into your kitchen right there.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Braves trail the Cubs 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Anthony Rizzo has an RBI for Chicago.
Yeah, I think they took Carlos Marmol, their closer. He's not closing anymore. I think they're kind of tired of going up and down, walks and so on. So they're going to have another closer, supposedly.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, no offense, but how did it take that long? I mean, it's been years we've been saying that. You know, well, if he was, I know he's been good at times, but he's also been erratic at times.
I think what they were really trying to do is get him in a situation where he was pretty consistent. Some other team take a look at him and then get rid of him that way. But you're right, it did take a long time. But every time he seems to go out there, there's no lead that he has is safe.
Yeah, Keiuji Fukikawa is the new closer for the Cubs. Three 3-0 the count to Lorenzo Cain. Cain thought that might have been a strike. He was hesitating, thinking, all right, I'm going to hear it any moment, but he never heard it. So 3 walks now for Hamels. By the way, in that Cubs game, Jeff Samardzija has 10 strikeouts through 4 innings of work.
Wow. From Notre Dame. Got to the major leagues pretty quick. Usually those pitchers, especially if you have a good arm, you got command of your pitches coming out of college, you have a good chance of getting to the major leagues pretty quick these days. Don't have to have the number of innings like they had in the past.
Well, he's good. I always wonder if there was a threat of playing football that loomed over the Cubs' head that he might leave to do that because he's a good football player.
Well, you know what? I think Jim Henry told him, hey, listen, you come to the Cubs, you'll be in the major leagues before long. Easy to predict that.
Well, Cain stumbled as Hamels had him picked. And Rollins, he finally gets to him. Boy, Lorenzo Cain kept on building, and Rollins was going to tag, and then finally at the last moment, he caught up to him.
Yeah, not going to beat him in this race here as you see him coming across. Take a look at him. You're not going to be out running him. We'll be back in a minute.
Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most innovative lineup. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Buy Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And buy Chevrolet. Visit your local Chevy dealer or ChevyDealer.com today. 4-2 Phillies, bottom of the fourth. It'll be Carrera, Hamels, and Revere. This play was awfully close.
Yeah. Well, once he figured that he wasn't going to throw it, and, Rollins not going to be outdone, and he did tag him as he gets out of the way.
I guess as he slid feet first, I don't know if Rollins thought this. He's like, well, he's going to have to pull up a little bit and lean back. I'll have a chance to keep accelerating.
Yeah, I'm not giving him that much credit. I'm just thinking he was going to tag him out. Usually a player's going to go back, though, on his stomach, kind of diving. But each way will get you there a little bit slower.
I'm going to give him credit.
You are?
Yeah, I'm going to give him credit. We're going to ask him about it.
Okay, we will. That he knew he was going to slide, therefore he
Correct.
would just... No.
Didn't happen?
Not going to bite. Nope.
2-0 pitch on the outside corner. 2-1, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Inside, 3-1. Moustakas was in on the grass the whole time. He'll stay in on the grass with the count 3-1. Carrera stole 11 bases this spring. That's a lot of bases.
Oh, it's right.
Ben Revere stole 10.
In the upside, too, though, when you have that speed, you talk about that, that's something that you can't teach. You can make a mistake in the outfield and be able to overcome it because of the speed.
He pulls that one to the right side, throws him out, one away. For years, StubHub has been the place to find great Phillies tickets. And this season, you can get more with your tickets thanks to StubHub Fan Rewards. So get to StubHub and grab your seats today. Hamels takes low, takes a fastball low. It's 1-0. Hamels is 1 for 3 this year. Well, that was a pitch that he probably could have driven as Lorenzo Cain makes the catch in shallow center.
Boy. Well, he just mishitting that ball a long way. Had pretty good mechanics on that fastball. He just popped it up maybe a little bit late on it. Want to be a little bit more aggressive, but he had a nice swing.
Now with 2 outs, Ben Revere 1 for 2. And Revere lines one right back up the middle. A 2-out single. He's 2 for 3.
Boy, my kind of hitter hitting that ball hard up the middle. A lot of good things can happen.
Thursday, April 18th, will the Phillies take on the St. Louis Cardinals. It's the start of a 4-game series. All fans will receive the Expedex 2013 Phillies schedule magnet. Order your tickets now at Phillies.com. Jimmy Rollins 1 for 2. All right, we saw the other day when Rollins was up and Revere was on first that he swung at the first pitch. I think a little earlier in the game maybe he'll give Revere a chance to get into scoring position against Shields.
Well, those are things too that both of them should talk about. That's how, again, you get a chance to know your teammate and letting them know, hey, listen, give me a chance to steal. I'm going to try and go early in the count. We saw all during spring training when Ben did just that. Was pretty successful.
When you have that kind of conversation with a fellow teammate, does anybody say no?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, when you're talking, for instance, and we'll bring him up with Mike, we had a situation where if we were going to steal, if he got a fastball, okay to swing. That's the pitch he's looking for. I'm stealing it. It's a breaking ball off speed. You can go in and take that. You have a good chance on an off-speed pitch to be able to steal the base.
They called for the pitch out, and the Phillies might have been expecting it with the count 0-2.
Yeah, they don't run on pitch outs. Usually, too, managers these days, they'll call back-to-back, see whether or not Mr. Yost there, the manager, will go back-to-back. A lot of times they won't do it, but this guy is a guy you would because he has excellent control.
Revere doesn't go. Rollins hits it foul past Juan Samuel. Nice play right there. And it's 0-2 to Rollins. Or I should say 1-2 to Rollins. There goes Revere. Pitch is low. The throw to second, a little wide, and Revere has stolen his third base of the season.
Tell you, he gets good jumps. Fearless when he's running. Just puts more pressure on him, and pressure too there on Perez. He hasn't really thrown a ball the way that he wants to right now, and I mean throwing it on the bag. He's had the reputation coming in here as a good defensive catcher. Yeah, I went down and actually met him today in the clubhouse. He's a big guy.
I was going to say, does he remind you of Sandy Alomar Jr.?
And big like that, but throwing to the bases. Boy, I don't know if he reminds me of anybody other than maybe Pudge Rodriguez, who would throw to base, third base, second base, first base. Took a lot of pride when guys were stealing on him, and he feels the same way.
I can think of Benito Santiago, Tony Pena, guys like that.
Yeah.
Yadier Molina that throw to bases, doesn't matter where.
Yeah, and he's as big as Sandy Alomar Jr., though, in terms of his weight, his height.
And a swing and a miss. Rollins is struck out. He went after what looked to be a changeup from Shields. And the Phillies leave one in scoring position. So they've left a couple in scoring position the last couple of innings. We go to the fifth. And all the nerd humor you could handle. I know yours is, Sarge. The most watched comedy in Philly is still The Big Bang Theory. You can see it weeknights at 7 and 7:30 right here on PHL 17. Chris Getz takes a strike to begin the fifth. 4-2. Phillies on top. Hamels has walked 3, but he's allowed only 2 hits so far. Picking up really where John Lannon left off last night. Lannon was very strong in his Phillies debut in 7 innings. Couldn't ask for much more than what John Lannon did tonight, or did last night for the Phillies.
Yeah.
Out to right field. Carrera got turned around and leaps, and he can't get it. And Getz will pull in the second with his 3rd extra base hit of the series.
It's a tough play simply because it was hit right at him. You know, again, too, when he's been used to playing center field a lot, you get on the corners, take a look at it. It's a solid line drive. Turned him around, and then that ball broke back the other way. Almost end up catching it. He has a bead on the ball. Take a look at it, and it just out over the glove. Pretty good try.
How about this? Shields is not up there to try to bunt. At least not that first pitch. Well, now he holds the bat as if he's ready to bunt.
You would think that you would want your pitcher in this situation there to bunt, but West have been doing some hitting somewhere around in his career. See, doing a little bit of peeking back there. Well, when you peek too, you can't just really look back. You just kind of look down at the ground there, and you can kind of see exactly where the catcher is. You can feel them when they're inside there on you.
Well, he got him. Shields is down on strikes.
See, and the other thing too, Yost can think because of his club hitting the way that they have all spring training that 2 runs is no big deal for his club. Therefore, he can go on and let his pitcher go on and swing. I'd rather go on and have him bunt, have him in scoring position for me.
Well, have him over third so he can score in a fly ball.
Easier to score when you're on third base. Guess they felt he had a better chance just making contact.
Yeah, we've seen Charlie do that before, but I think that he's done it with Lee and Hamels, who are more accomplished hitters.
Yep.
As pitchers.
Good job by Kratz keeping that ball in front. Then you're not trying to catch the ball, just trying to block it. Take a look at him as he moves his feet. See there, and he's just trying to block the ball. He did a good job keeping it in front. Good pitch.
There's John Lannon, who pitched so well last night for the Phillies. 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, 7 innings.
Well, he did a great job. A lot of ground balls he had going on last night. Hey, these guys, say what you want about these Kansas City hitters. They have pretty good at bats for the most part, making the pitcher pitch. Hitting counts like 3-1 is pretty good accomplishment. He got away with that high fastball. Maybe he can do that again and get one called.
3-2 pitch to Gordon. And he hits it foul. Just past the third base coach's box. Gordon is a back-to-back Gold Glove winner for the Royals. It says a lot because he was drafted as a third baseman. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Hamels, diving stop by Rollins, no play at first. At least I think it hit Hamels' glove. It looked like it slowed up somehow. So first and third, that'll be a base hit.
Well, that's clearly saving a run by diving, stopping this ball. Let's see whether or not it hits the glove or not. Pretty hard to tell. But as it hit the ground, that ball started coming back the other way. J-Ro, instead of catching it and extending out, almost had to bring his hands back in. One of the reasons he wasn't able to get up and throw.
So the Phillies set up the middle infield for two. They've got Young in on the grass at third for Escobar. And Escobar takes inside. It's 1-0.
Good pitch.
But he is awfully close with a lot of these pitches.
Yeah.
And Eric Cooper has consistently chosen a ball instead of a strike.
Yeah, the ones that he would want would be the ones inside that would be low, or the ones away off the corner. He did call a 3-1 borderline fastball. Eric Cooper, home plate umpire. You'd rather not him even call those. You'd rather get the ones again that are just off the plate.
3-0 the count now to Escobar with Butler on deck. Hamels at 78 pitches so far with one out here in the fifth. He has 7 3-ball counts in this game. That's an awful lot for him. There's Butler. Ball 4, and that's 4 walks issued by Hamels today. As Rich Doobie goes out to the mound, let's take a look at our Mazda leaders. And you see the strikeout to walk ratio. Hamels among the best in all of baseball among active pitchers. Shields is there, so is Halladay and Lee, which you expect. Well, today Cole has 4 walks to the 2 strikeouts. Those are some pretty good arms right there.
Yeah. He needs this ground ball double play. Butler, pretty big guy. Good candidate for that. Also, one of the best hitters on this Royals team.
We mentioned last night he won the Edgar Martinez Award for the best designated hitter in baseball last year in the American League. Takes it below the knees. It's 1-0.
Pretty good clutch hitter last year too. Hit 29 bombs, 10 of those after the 8th inning or more. Now that is doing a job, and that's what you call clutch hitting. You're going deep late in the ball game.
That one's hit well to left field. Brown going back toward the wall. He jumps, and that one is in play. It's still alive. Brown doesn't know where it is. That'll clear the bases, and Butler will pull into second base with a 3-run double, and the Royals take a 5-4 lead. And Ned Yost is going to go out to talk to Jeff Kellogg. He's probably going to want to replay to see if that ball went out of the yard or not.
Well,
and was a grand slam instead of a 3-run double.
Well, it may be a home run, but the fact is you got to go into your Academy Award. You got to play that ball as if it's still inside, and yes, it was out. You can see it clearly going over that fence and then back.
Yeah, so if they review it, they're going to meet, and they are going to review it, I would think. It's going to turn out to be a grand slam for Billy Butler. They will take a look at the same video that we have. And that last shot that we saw was pretty clear.
Well, there's no secret. I mean, even the guys down in the dugout with all the different cameras you have, Yost would know right away, hey, that ball's out of here. Now, this is what you're looking at. Okay, now it's out, and the one that gave it away, I mean, he'll show you right away, Brown, it was out because his glove is just about right where the ball would be. If it wasn't, he did have and did get up. But they're all saying home run. The Royal players saying, come on in.
Well, the umpires have gone underneath the stadium to take a look at it. And they will emerge after seeing the same shots that we have seen and say it's a home run. So here comes Eric Cooper, and Jeff Kellogg signals home run. It's a grand slam for Billy Butler. So now it's 6-4 in favor of the Royals as they have wiped away for the second time in this series a 4-run deficit.
Well, there's no question, Tom. These guys can bang. They can hit the ball, and when you play this club, you're going to just have to out-hit them. You got to bang. You got to hit the ball, return the favor.
6 runs now on 5 hits.
See where the pitch was. Just talked about this guy being a good hitter, probably the best hitter on his team. The only thing he doesn't do well is run. But when you're trotting, don't have to run fast.
Well, that's his first career grand slam. Perez pops it up. Rollins, the shortstop, makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 5th. And I guess it didn't matter that they had James Shields swing away instead of bunt.
Well, I mean, you can
good
tell the way
the
way he's managing this club. You know, if he feels, hey, the guy doesn't have a chance to get the ball down by looking at him bunt, let him swing. And you got other guys in the lineup. They've been doing this all spring training.
Francoeur takes inside. It's 1-0. First home run of the year for Billy Butler. He has 5 RBIs today. He had 1 coming in. At the knees, 1-1. The other part of it too, Sarge, is the inning began with that ball that gets hit that kind of turned Carrera around in right field.
Yep.
Some right fielders would have made that catch. That would have been the first out, and then the Shields at bat would have been number 2.
Well, it's a real good point. You can see how we had to start pitching even more and more careful. But for me, before you get to Butler, you got to almost make those other guys hit the ball. Don't mean throwing it right down the middle, but Cole has the control where he can put the ball just about where he wants.
Ooh, nice catch by a gentleman, but 5 rows over the Phillies dugout, glove in hand. And he just pulled that line drive in. There he is. Hamels had such a good spring training that these first 2 outings are somewhat odd. To have his earned run average at 10.24. Look at the inning he's had. This is the 28th pitch. And Francoeur stays alive. James Shields, meanwhile, who had a terrible first inning, has danced out of trouble the last 2 innings on the mound. And now has a 2-run lead. 1-2 pitch. Fouls it away again.
Still a long way to go. Not usually pitchers will settle down, but they've had pretty good at bats there against Shields.
Twenty pitches in the 3rd, 30 here in the 5th. And Francoeur loops it to center field for a base hit.
Yeah, pretty good hitting, ball down and away. Well, every hit is just not a bad pitch when a pitcher throws the ball. Sometimes you got to give the hitter some credit.
Well, Moustakas is 0 for 2. He jammed him the last time, and he popped out to Howard. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike, and no chance for Kratz to throw out Francoeur.
Yeah, he's going on first movement. End up still in, and he did. He stole that particular base off of Cole Hamels, just getting it in throw. Take a look at him. First movement, he's off and running. No chance at all for him to even throw the ball.
Popped up. Rollins out at shortstop is under it. And he makes the catch. So the Phillies, who have played from behind several times in this series, will play from behind again. 8 men come to the plate. Billy Butler's first home run of the year. It was a grand slam, his first career grand slam. His teammates knew it before the umpires did, but they cleaned it up, and it's a 6-4 lead. Available for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Phillies baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for more details. Phillies down by 2. It's 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Chase Utley's 2 for 2 against James Shields. And he starts him off with a curveball, and it's 0-1.
Chase off to a great start this year. Need to get a few of those teammates to start to follow him. Borderline.
Utley holds, and it's 1-2.
Hasn't used it a lot, but he does have that two-seamer where he starts it right at the hip of Utley, and that ball has a tendency to cross on that inside part of the plate.
Utley, with his 2 hits today, is zeroing in on 1,300 hits for his career. Hit his 200th home run earlier this week. 9th all time for the Phillies in home runs. Hits that one the other way. Gordon going back on it, and he makes the catch. Well, it's time now to take a look at the Major League Notebook. So with that, we bring Murph back in. Murph, take it away.
All right, thanks a lot, T-Mac. Brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College, of course. And Freddie Freeman and his .417 batting average has landed on the DL. The Atlanta Braves first baseman has a strained oblique. He's been playing with it the whole season and playing pretty well, but Atlanta Braves management decided to put him on the shelf, so you won't see Freddie Freeman for a little while. And the Brewers are also a little bit banged up. Aramis Ramirez on the 15-day DL as well. He's got a strained knee. And also Ryan Braun has not played in either of their last 2 games. He is battling a sore neck. So early injuries in Major League Baseball playing a part for some of these teams, guys.
Murph, you got a birthday party going on out there?
Yeah, there is a birthday party happening right here, right outside the Hall of Fame Club. Happy birthday right here to Dee. 80 years young today.
Wow.
Here celebrating.
Congratulations, Dee.
She doesn't look a day over 50, I told her.
She looks great.
Yes, she does. The guys say happy birthday.
Did you bring him a cake, Murph?
No.
Oh, somebody brought her a cake.
I'm sure someone did.
It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Howard. Yeah, Ryan Braun received 2 awards yesterday. The Silver Slugger Award. And I think he received, well, it was one other award. I don't remember what it was. But he was holding both awards, and he wasn't moving. Like his head was just as still as could be because of that stiff neck.
Yeah. Well, again, too, though, you never know when you're going to have injuries. You don't want to see anybody hurt. But with Freeman hurt with the Atlanta Braves in our division, he's a huge part of their attack. Want to be able to take advantage of it when they come in.
Howard tried to hold. He went around, says Jeff Kellogg. And that's 7 strikeouts now for James Shields.
Well, the thing is, on that pitch, it's a ball almost when it leaves his hand. You know, you got to be able to be disciplined enough. This guy can't throw the ball by you, so you shouldn't have to cheat. Don't know whether or not he swung it or not, but when you're out that far, they're going to call it on you. So you might as well stay back. You're going to look for the curveball. You got to make sure the curveball is up, not starting down.
Michael Young takes a strike. It's 0-1.
It's the old adage. You got to hit the low fastball, you hit the high curveball. And if you're looking at it any other way, you're not going to have the results that you want to have. Plain and simple. They can get back in this game. I mean, you're only 2 runs down. Pretty soon that pride will be able to kick in when you're up there at that plate. And you'll have better at bats. No one wants to be embarrassed, especially on this level. Well, everybody's going to strike out, but just make sure that that pitcher knows that you're in one heck of a fight when you're out there.
Line drive, base hit toward left field. Michael Young has a 3-hit day. On his way to second, Gordon's throw. He's got a good arm. Is cut off. 2 singles and a double for Michael Young.
Good
9
hitting.
hits now for the Phillies.
Good hitting, turning on a fastball. Fastball in. Take a look at it. Right over the plate as he turns on it. See how he clears his hips? For you youngsters out there, that fastball that's inside, you clear your hips and you can get that bat right around. You don't want to pull off of the ball to hit an inside pitch.
9 hits now for the Phillies. They're down 6-4, and they've got a runner in scoring position. They've left 2 in scoring position in the last 3 innings.
Some of the guys, when Shields out there pitching, he's not even throwing them a strike. I mean, if you don't show that you are disciplined enough or that you don't know the strike zone, it's not going to throw you strikes. You got to make these guys throw you strikes, and Shields is one of those pitchers that, hey, he has great control. But again, if you sees that you're swinging at it in the dirt, guess what? He's going to throw it in the dirt.
Brown is 1 for 2, has an RBI. He struck out looking his last time up. Shields has 7 strikeouts today. And now the 0-1 pitch to Brown. He'll have to wait as Shields steps back towards second. I don't know if that was as much to keep Michael Young close, or he didn't like the pitch that was selected.
Well, probably a little of both. Wow. It's a good fastball. One of his better fastballs today, 94. Had it in a bad spot, though, almost right down the middle.
To the left side and scooped up by Moustakas. And Brown is thrown out. Phillies leave another in scoring position. Michael Young's 2-out double goes to a waste. Oh, they're celebrating birthdays here at the ballpark, and they're hoping to celebrate a Phillies victory. Of the week is the 30-year-old utility player in his second season with the Phillies. Kevin Francis stepped up when Charlie Manuel called upon him last season, and it has continued in 2013. Off the bench and into the spotlight at Citizens Bank Park, Kevin delivered the biggest hit of the early season and the first home win for the Fightin' Phils. Francis provided the frenzy, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Changing the game. Oh, Kevin Francis certainly electrified the crowd last night with his 3-run double that won the game for the Phillies. And now they trail at 6-4 as we go to the top of the 6th. That young lady's hoping for some runs, but she's also hoping for Cole Hamels to throw up a 0 here in the top of the 6th. They'll face the bottom third, Kane, Getz, and Shields. And there's a strike. It's 0-1. Chad Durbin is warming in the bullpen for the Phillies. Hamels is at 95 pitches for the day. Here's Durbin. I think to get Cole through this inning, Sarge. He's due to bat third in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah. Well, that means no runs.
And a base hit for Kane. That's his second of the series.
Now, he's not hitting for a high average, but potentially this kid looks like he's going to be okay, fitting in very well with the Kansas City Royals.
So his favorite player growing up was Torrey Hunter. He sort of patterns his game after Torrey Hunter. I guess you could see that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Torrey's put together those some great years and winning that Gold Glove, silver bat.
They got Kane the last time. But Jimmy Rollins tracked him down to finish up the fourth inning. I figure he's going to be a little more careful this time. Ground ball towards second. Might be two. Utley, quick flip to second for one. It is two. 4-6-3. Well, that certainly helps. All began with that quick flip by Utley and the quick turn by Rollins.
It wasn't an easy hop either. He picks out the hop. They've been doing this for so long with each other. It almost seems to be old hat. They already know what position they're in. And take a look here at the peaks and valleys there. You know, and again, too, the consistency. When you lose those leads, that's when it seems to hurt you the most. You know, a game like last night, being able to come back, usually that next day you got a little pep in your step where, hey, you're feeling pretty good, maybe a little bit momentum. Jump on them from 4, but now you need to come back again in this ball game to be able to have that same kind of feeling.
Yeah, the thing about it, too, is that when you have a 4-run lead, when you jump out to such an early lead, you just don't expect to give that up.
Especially when you have one of your number ones.
Well, that's true. But even on Friday with Kyle on the mound, I don't think anybody expected to give it up a 4-run lead.
No.
Broken bat, looper to right center field, and Shields gets a base hit. But today, I would agree with you, even more so with Cole on the mound. You just don't expect to give up a 4-run lead. You know, there was a graphic that popped up earlier that showed the success Hamels has had when given a 4-run lead. Said he's been one of the best front runners the Phillies have had, and that is true. But not today, but still a lot of time.
Yeah, and you want to chip away, though. I mean, when you score 4 runs early in the ball game, you want to get another 1 here, 2 there. You know, you keep battling, you keep doing the little small things, getting them over, getting them in.
Alex Gordon takes low. It's 1-0.
And seeing all of that, there are times when you're going to have to come up with that 2-out base hit to keep a rally going.
Down the right field line, hooking. It's a fair ball heading into the corner. Shields on his way to third. Carrera having a little trouble in the corner, but they'll hold him at third base. It's a double for Gordon, second and third with 2 men down. And that may be the final hitter for Cole Hamels. Gordon's second hit of the day, his 6th hit of the series. Charlie Manuel's taking a look at his lineup card. He has Durbin in the bullpen. He's ready to go. With Escobar due up, they're going to do a double switch, it looks like. He's bringing the lineup card out toward home plate. The pitcher spot is due up third in the bottom of the 6th inning. So that's going to be it for Cole Hamels. We'll see what other adjustments Charlie Manuel makes to his lineup. I figure it's you would think it's going to be for Dominic Brown, who was the last hitter. He made the last out in the bottom of the 5th inning, so you would think it's going to be an outfielder, but we'll see. So Chad Durbin's coming in. We've got an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies down by 2, and the Royals threatening again. for today's ball game. The Royals on top 6-4 here in the top of the sixth. And they are a good hitting club. They have 9 hits just like the Phillies do. 2 runs by Gordon up top, 1 run by Escobar. So 3 runs scored by the first 2 hitters.
Yeah.
The grand slam by Butler, the 3-hole hitter. So they rolled the dice today. They had Butler start instead of Hosmer, and obviously it's paid off.
Well, I mean, Butler, though, I mean, they've said it before. He's
their best hitter
on the club. So having him in that lineup, I can bet it makes everybody else feel a lot better. And obviously, with the grand slam, he's able to come up with some clutch hits.
John Mayberry into the ball game to play left field. He'll be in the 9-hole as a hitter. Chad Durbin will take over Dominic Brown's spot in the order. Durbin 2 games so far. His earned run average a little high at this point at 27. Just a little high. And Escobar takes outside. It's 1-0. I think Durbin's ERA was infinity before his last outing, and he gave up a run, but it came down.
Yeah.
So he shields off third.
Difficult for the relievers. Have 1 bad or 2 bad outings. Pretty difficult to get that earned run average down. You just don't pitch the same amount of innings, obviously, as a starter.
Escobar walked his last time. Came around to score in the grand slam by Butler.
Usually when you have a guy like Butler hitting behind you, you're going to get some pretty good pitches to hit. See whether or not he tries to trick him or come right at him.
Just walked Escobar for the 2nd straight time to bring Butler up with the bases loaded again.
Yeah, well, we said it earlier. I mean, if you want to make someone hit the ball, he would be your candidate.
Yeah, not Butler, Escobar. Because this is what Butler did last time.
Well, look at that though. He's short and quick to the ball.
Bases loaded, 2 outs here at the top of the 6th. And Butler takes a strike.
Just a matter of time before this kid starts to heat up. Been too consistent.
Line drive, base hit, center field. 2 runs are going to score for the Royals. Escobar goes to third, and it's a 7 RBI day for Billy Butler. It's an 8-4 ball game. 7 RBIs.
Well, guy can hit. Then he's just he's short, compact, very strong. Take a look at him. See where his eyes went. Okay. Right down to the ball. Looked like he even saw the ball make contact to the bat.
He can close the line on Cole. He's charged with all 8 runs today.
Wow.
And all 8 are earned in 5 2/3. Here's Salvador Perez with runners on first and third at 2 outs. Fly ball right center field. Carrera and Revere in the alleyway. It's Carrera who makes the call, and he makes the catch. But the Royals tack on 2 more and a 2-run single by Billy Butler. He's driven in 7 of the 8 runs in this afternoon's ball game. Ignite your luck with the newest Pennsylvania Lottery Instant Games. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Honda. Visit your Honda dealer today for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. 8-4 Royals on top. The Phillies had a 4-0 lead at one point, but then Billy Butler decided to show up today. 7 RBIs for Billy Butler. That ties the franchise record for most ribbies in a game. He is the 12th player to have 7 RBIs, at least 7 RBIs in a ball game for the Royals. Eric Kratz will lead it off against James Shields. Kratz is 0 for 1 with a sac fly.
I tell you though, when you're a catcher, you have double duty. Not only do you have to call a game, and you got to come up offensively and try and deliver. I'm going to have to ask him tomorrow about pitching with Cole. Were they actually on the same page? It seemed to me as if Cole was actually stepping off some. So, and a lot of times that has a lot to do with your whole psyche out there on the mound. I'm not actually making any excuses for Cole Hamels at all, but let's face it, in today's game, I mean, obviously you like to be able to be on the same page with your catcher, meaning you're not stepping off very much, you're getting that ball and you're throwing, therefore you're not thinking a lot. And I just thought a lot of thinking going on out there on pitches that he was throwing.
Yeah, just no rhythm or consistent rhythm.
No, because usually, I mean, you give him, again, those type of runs, he usually can take that and run with it. And the rhythm that you're talking about, being able to consistently throw that changeup when he wants to, getting the hitters out in front, and throwing that cutters in on them.
Hamels today, 5 2/3, 9 hits, and a career high 8 earned runs allowed.
Yeah, that's not him at all.
Well, Doc will go tomorrow against the Mets. This one is far from over. But the Mets come to town for a 3-game series. Halladay on the hill. Swing and a miss. 1 out. 8 strikeouts for Shields. Reminder, the Phillies have prorated partial plans that are available by going to Phillies.com. Ticket plans start at 12 games. They feature great benefits, including ticket discounts and postseason options. Great way to enjoy Phillies baseball and terrific promotions throughout the season. Carrera takes outside. Well, you got to give Shields credit. He has not been at his best today at all. But he does have 8 strikeouts.
Well, he's kept the ball out of the middle of the plate for the most part. And early in the game, even when the fighting fields were getting hits, those balls were more so in the hole here, off the end of the bat, you know, right there. So he probably felt, hey, listen, I can settle down, start making my pitches, and maybe the worst is over, in which it has been so far for him. He has settled down. But he's thrown a variety of different pitches from his fastball, mixed in that curveball, but more importantly, he's got it in a pretty good spot.
He jabbed at it and missed it. 2-2 the count. To Carrera, who's 0 for 2. He's fly to right, and he's also grounded out to second.
Yeah, just trying to get on any way that he possibly can, even though that ball would have been a ball.
Ground ball, right side. He got him to swing at his pitch, and he rolled over on it. It was a changeup. It is the best pitch Shields has. And with 2 outs, John Mayberry will hit for the first time this afternoon.
He throws just enough fastballs to be able to get that changeup there over. Again, these are the type of pitchers that you got to sit on that one pitch that you're looking for. If you're trying to guess with them, before you know it, With no balls and 2 strikes, now he can really kind of throw the pitches he wants to throw. He has excellent control.
Mayberry so far this year 2 for 9. Started the first 2 games of this year of the season against the Braves. Up the third base line, it's a foul ball, and it's 1-1.
Fields, pretty durable pitcher. 30 starts last 5 years in a row.
Yeah, 6 straight years we showed before with double-digit wins. He's still less than 100 pitches as we have 2 outs here in the 6th.
So that means he's been around the plate.
There's a base hit for Mayberry to left center field, and that one's going to roll toward the warning track and go to the wall. Mayberry will stop at second. A 2-out double. All right, Sarge, so that's 4 straight innings now. The Phillies have had a runner in scoring position. They were unable to score in the previous 3. Let's see what they could do here with Ben Revere coming up.
Yeah, that's a fastball there, and that's what he got on. He's going to continue to play. He's got to get aggressive on these fastballs. He's a fastball hitter. For me, he just takes too many of them, and he shows you what he can do when he's swinging the bat and being aggressive.
Ben Revere has 2 hits today. He has scored a run. Royals bullpen starts to get up and work. They've got a left-hander warming up. Looks like it's Collins. That one's hit hard right at Getz. He nearly pulled up on it, but was able to take the hop and retire Revere. Phillies leave 1 at second. Shields is through 6. And all of a sudden he has a 4-run lead instead of a 4-run deficit as we go to the 7th.
A little bit too similar to opening day, to say the least. Phillies with the 4-0 lead and then outscored 8-0 since that point. Billy Butler with a first career grand slam home run. He got it after the review. Phillies jumped on James Shields for 4 in the first inning. Nothing since.
You wonder if Butler's going to be lifted as this game moves on as a defensive replacement with his team up 8-4, but he can hit as Frank Court takes a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, yeah, he's a heck of a DH, and they decided they're going to play him 2 games to take their chances over at first base, and it certainly paid dividends.
Frank Court almost corkscrewed himself into the ground. It's 1-2.
Yeah, after what they've seen of him too, it also gets a feel. Hey, we played another National League park. We can run him out there again.
Fred Coors single back in the 5th inning.
The thing with Billy Butler is you want him to knock in more than he lets in. He's certainly doing that today by a wide margin.
Fred Coors drills one deep to left but foul.
Record for RBIs in a game against the Phillies is a Rubio Durazo 9.
And he has 7. Time now for a Coors Light freeze cam. This was his home run, his grand slam. Watch it go. Watch it hit beyond the little fence.
Now that's a tough one for the umpires to call with a naked eye because it bounced back so fast. And replay got the job done.
Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Although they probably were given a little bit of a hint that it was over the fence just because Dominic Brown just stopped at the wall.
Well, I think they knew what they were going to see when they went in there. There's Billy Butler hit the grand slam.
Fred Coors stays alive, fouls another one back. It's 2-2.
Really hurt was last inning, giving up 2 more with 2 outs and nobody on base and the pitcher out.
Who had just 7 hits prior to that.
And broke his back.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard out in Cincinnati. The Reds lead the Nationals 6-3. Jay Bruce's 3 runs batted in. That was a game that began with Steven Strasburg against Johnny Cueto. Strasburg gave up 3 early, then Cueto gave up 3 to tie it up, and now the Reds have taken a 6-3 lead. Swing and a miss. These lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Mike Moustakas 0 for 3. Hits one off the end of the bat. And out of play, 0-1. Well, the Royals, they're in the same division that features the White Sox, the Tigers, the Twins, and the Indians. And that's a division that I think you could say is up for grabs. Although the Tigers are probably the best team, they have the worst closer situation right now.
And they're coming off going to the World Series last year, so you look at the Tigers and think they'd be the favorite in that division.
Now the White Sox were the surprise team last year, that they were in the hunt until the end. Rollins throws out Moustakas. Well, there are 2 outs, and Lorenzo Cain is coming up. But you know, you figure there's every chance that the Royals, with the offense that we've seen, now they are left-handed heavy, but the offense that we've seen in this weekend series and their bullpen, they got a chance to win that division.
Absolutely. You would think they would think that way too.
Now they may not have thought that in years past, but I think they're in the position now where they could feel like they've turned the corner, gotten over the hill, whatever you want to call.
Well, they've started to gel with some of their younger players. That guy's a heck of a DH, and they have a true number 1 in Shields.
0-1 the count to Cain. He tried to check, and I guess he did. They appeal. No swing.
Talked about Shields in the first inning after he gave up. That was a strange inning for him anyway. He gave up those runs. He may not give up anything after that. You know, you have to get those kind of guys early because they'll settle down many games, and he did.
Called strike 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals here at the top of the 7th inning. So as we go to the bottom of the 7th and we do a little stretching here at Citizens Bank Park, Phillies trail it by 4 and they'll face the Royals bullpen. Answer. Wills will give you the question one more time. Name the one other Royal who has won a batting title besides George Brett.
Well, my first thing came to mind I'm going to go with. We talked about him a little bit the other day. I'm going to say Hal McRae.
Hal McRae is a very good guess. It is incorrect, though, Wills. That's a good guess.
Who was it? Amos Otis? No, I know one.
It's not a bad guess.
No,
I
don't
want to keep going. What else you want?
I'm done.
Willie Wilson back in 1982 hit .332. Log back on thephillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing. Dodge Stump the Fans. Well, changes for the Royals. Dyson comes in to play center field. Gerard Dyson. And the new pitcher is Tim Collins, who we saw in the opener for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, they left their bullpen, and they should, even though the game went up last night. They basically have shut the Phillies down, except for Aaron Rowan's hit the other night. So they're going to get Shields out of there, and they figure they can hold a 4-run lead.
Yeah, the Phillies are hoping that they might have the same kind of spark that they had with Franzen's 3-run double. It helped them win Game 2 of this series, but they need to start picking it up with runners in scoring position again, because they've had runners in scoring position the last several innings and have not been able to push a run across the plate. So Utley will get it started for the Phillies, or excuse me, Rollins will get it started for the Phillies, then Utley, and then Ryan Howard. After giving up the 4 runs in the first inning, James Shields, he was dancing in and out of trouble, but he certainly settled in.
Yeah, one thing he did is, you're talking about runners in scoring position, though twice he gave up 2-out doubles. And now you're having to get a 2-out hit, which are the hardest hits to get. And he really settled down. In the first inning, you know, the Phillies did a good job. They got some hits off him, some seeing eye hits. They were able to get a fly ball when they needed it. Later, they didn't get a fly ball when they needed it. Then he settled down and really started to use his changeup well. Spotted his fastball, used his other pitches. His changeup was outstanding, though.
Well, so Collins will start it off for the Royals bullpen, and he begins by throwing a strike to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins is 1 for 3, scored a run back in the first. Now batting right-handed with the lefty on the mound, and it's 0-2.
I like to get into a game like this when one of your top starters goes out and doesn't have a good day. It kind of kicks you right in the belly. But they still have 9 outs to go, and they're only down by 4 in their own park. They have to start to piece something together. Not everybody try to hit homers or that sort of stuff. Just try to get an inning, get a couple here.
By the way, just to wrap up the changes for the Royals, Dyson will bat 9th for Kansas City, so he's up second in the top of the 8th inning. Phillies began the day 3 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They're 1 for their last 6, and it's 1-2 now to Rollins. Threw him a changeup, and Jimmy is struck out for the second time today. It's 9 strikeouts for the Royals, 8 from Shields, and 1 now for Collins. Well, beginning tomorrow, the Phillies will take on the New York Mets in a 3-game series. All 3 games are night games. Tomorrow, all fans 15 and older will receive the McDonald's opening week T-shirt. Then it's a Hatfield Dollar Dog night, and Wednesday's a 7:05 start. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com or stop by the box office tomorrow. Here's Utley. Chase 2 for 3. Retired on a fly ball to the track in left field his last time up.
He does not have a high on base percentage earlier here early in the season either. They're not walking a lot. Now last night they walked 3 times and then got the big hit and won the game. But you look back, and that's one of the things. That's the way you score runs too. You have to walk once in a while, get on base, and then somebody get a double.
That's where you give Shields some credit. He didn't walk anybody today. Utley down looking. And there are 2 outs.
These guys in this series have come out of their bullpen with a lot of strikeouts. That was close. Could have gone either way.
Well, it has gone either way most of the day from Eric Cooper, the home plate umpire. Ryan Howard is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice.
Well, Shields just kept throwing him off speed stuff. I think he wasted a fastball with him his last time up. And then it's all mostly changeups. Curveballs. So he had a real good approach to Ryan Howard this afternoon.
Jeremy Horst is warming in the bullpen for the Phillies. Phillies were in Atlanta this past week. Ryan Howard appeared in an episode of The Office, a comedy which I believe is in its final year on television. There's a character on the show by the name of Ryan Howard, and Ryan appeared in the show as Ryan Howard.
Does a good job when he goes in those things.
He said it was a lot of fun. He said that they had 6 hours set aside for his part in that show as he swings over the top of that last pitch, and Collins just struck out the side. 11 strikeouts today for Royals pitching. End of the 7th, it's the Royals 8 and the Phillies 4. Sports stores go further. Buy McDonald's. I'm loving it. And buy Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Well, Fanatic just brought a youngster up onto the dugout who was attending his first ever Phillies game. It was part of the dance at the end of the 7th inning. Here's Chris Getz to lead it off in the top of the 8th inning. Getz has had a good series. He's 5 for 9. He has 2 hits today. And nice play by Ryan Howard on the backhand. He snags it. And there's 1 out. Jeremy Horst is the new pitcher for the Phillies. On in relief of Chad Durbin.
Kind of quietly, Getz did a really good thing back in that 3rd inning when he drag bunted for a hit down 4-0. And that eventually followed by a walk, an out, a walk, and then the bloop double to right field. Infield ground ball. Next thing you know, it was cut in half. So he got it all started out of the 8-hole by getting on base.
Here's Gerard Dyson. He's 0 for 4 on the year.
These guys in this series, as you said, Tom, they could be good, but they've shown they can do some little things and they can also slug.
Yeah, I think they're. I guess we assume this coming into the series, but I think they could be a big surprise, and I don't know if they'll be a surprise. I think that everybody's expecting they're going to be good. And it's just a matter of time before they become a good team. Maybe this is the year. I mean, they seem like they have all the pieces.
It'll be interesting to follow them this year, and after seeing them this early and seeing the good things they've been able to do and what kind of year they have.
On the outside corner, 3-1 the count to Dyson. Their general manager, Dayton Moore, is over from the Atlanta Braves. He's basically built this team and a lot of the pieces. On the outside corner again, it's 3-2.
And let's face it, they had to be really, really bad a few years to get some of the players they have because they're high draft picks. That's not necessarily the way you want to do it, but in this case, that's what they were forced into.
Out to right field. That's pretty well hit. Carrera going back. It's over his head off the scoreboard. He plays it well, but Dyson slides in comfortably at second base. A 1-out double, and now back to the top of the order for Alex Gordon. Gordon lays off. It's a good breaking pitch. 0-1 the count. Gordon has scored 3 runs in that leadoff spot. Out of play, and it remains 0-2. Royals not only have Dayton Moore, who's over. Did he just make that catch?
It was a deflection. He made a heck of a play.
It's a good deflection.
Yeah.
Royals not only have Dayton Moore as their general manager, they also have a little local flavor in their front office. Their assistant general manager in charge of scouting and player development is J.J. Piccolo, who is a Cherry Hill West graduate. There's a bloop to left field. John Mayberry won't be able to make the play. His throw to the plate nowhere near in time. Dyson scores easily, and it's a 9-4 ball game.
But Dyson just made either one of the greatest reads in a ball they've ever seen, or would have been out by 2 bases, because he breaks on that right away, and it looked like Mayberry had a chance to catch it as high as it was hitting the air, but from where he was, it was going to be it. You see them laughing in the dugout. So he takes one look at it and he decides, what if he thought there were 2 outs?
He didn't start running as if he thought there were 2 outs.
I think he thought it was going to drop, and he did the right thing as it turned out. But they're teasing him a little bit about it.
9-4 Kansas City, and here's Escobar. All right, so Alex Gordon's over at first. He's now 3 for 4 today, 7 for 14 in the series with 5 runs scored.
He's been impressive.
Had 4 RBIs.
Played left field well, too.
One ball, 1 strike to count to Escobar.
This game is just like Friday. They just keep adding on. The Phillies don't score.
9 runs on 12 hits now for the Royals. 4-10 for the Phils. Back toward the middle, and Horst goes to second for 1, and a 1-6-3 double play. Good feed to Jimmy Rollins, and Rollins took care of the rest. But the Royals do score another run on an RBI by Alex Gordon. We go on to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Royals on top by 5. Against the Cardinals, all fans will receive the X 2013 schedule magnet. Well, hold on a second. That's not the only giveaway. On Sunday the 21st, Citizens Bank sponsors the Fanatic's birthday. Make your plans, order your tickets at Phillies.com. All fans 14 and under will receive the Time Traveling DVD. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Michael Young is 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. And he'll face left-hander Tim Collins on in relief of James Shields. Collins struck out the side.
Teaching your son Tommy how to Shazam.
Is that the app where you just hold it out and they?
I wanted to hear who that rendition
was?
of Jailhouse Rock was by. It was by the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, I knew
Didn't
that.
know that because Elvis to me, you know. Anyway, it's always nice when you see somebody your son's age and they know all this stuff that you actually could show them something.
He did not have Shazam on his phone.
He's going to have it now.
Huh. Surprising.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
Wheels, you're hipper than a 15-year-old.
Oh yeah, right. Really hip. Every once in a while.
2-1 the count to Michael Young. Opposite way of foul ball. 2-2. It'll be Young, then Kevin Franzen, who's come out of the on-deck circle. He had it. He had it right in his hands.
Been coming to games for so many years, and I had my shot. Darn.
Some might say it's nice that you're going to protect the person behind you.
True.
You might want to just let it go. It's tough to do that, though.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-2 pitch coming to Young. Over to the right side. Goes to his left a step or two. And Collins has retired 4 in a row.
Just like he did the other night.
Well, here comes Kevin Franzen, who's been the brightest spot of this entire series for the Phillies. He hasn't started a game yet. He's 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter. And this is what he did last night. Gave the Phils their victory.
Yeah, it was really impressive. Came up there and got that fastball from Holland, who was throwing really hard. Had just struck out 2 batters. Ripped it into the alley. Michael Young scored the winning run, and that was nice for Kevin Franzen. Gave the Phillies a win that it didn't look like they were going to get.
Well, he takes inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It's interesting listening to him talk to Murph about, trying to assume that role as a pinch hitter.
Oh, it's such a hard role. Bet you as hard as some of these relievers throw nowadays.
He hits that one on the nose. Escobar backhands.
You almost have to go up and look for a fastball early against today's late inning relievers.
Well, I thought what he said yesterday was very it was very smart. You see Almont throwing the pen. He watched the fastballs that were being thrown. He said they were toward the outer edge against Mayberry, who was a right-handed hitter. And I guess there was one that was toward the outer edge to Brown from the left side. So he thought, all right, well, he's going to throw me a fastball. It's going to be toward the outer part of the plate.
Which is what many pitchers will do in those spots in the game, because they'll try and throw away to keep the guy in the ballpark. In that case, he kept him in the ballpark and still lost.
Want to know the count to Kratz. Kratz is 0 for 2 with a sac fly. At a play, and it's 2-1. You would think he's going to get one of those certificates that says it's his first Phillies game. That one's just to our right.
He has a heck of a chance of that being his first Phillies game.
That gentleman was walking along in front of the press box. The ball was coming his way, and he made the grab, and now he's just going to keep on going.
That's quite an exit stage right, huh? Yeah, well, we'll take a ball on the way
now,
out.
It was a great catch and a great play. Obviously, it's still not as good as the guy walking with the food tray in his hand last year that made the catch a few feet away from where he was. Oh, man, that was a breaking ball that was up, and it was called a strike by Eric Cooper. And Eric Kratz, who not very often reacts adversely, he thought this was a ball. And in all honesty, it was. Doing the bongo cam as the Phillies are down 9-4 here in the top of the 9th inning. Time now for our W.B. Mason delivery of the game, and this was, a big-time delivery.
Now it's a 4-run hit right here. Grand slam home run. Had to go to review, and they knew it was a home run. Well, they thought it was, and the umpires went in. Didn't take very long after they looked at that and said, okay. Billy Butler had stopped at second base, and he got to have a 2-base trot after that.
Now Philippe Almont will take over here in the top of the 9th inning for the Phillies after Jeremy Horst allowed a run in the 8th inning. Almont pitched in Monday's ball game against the Braves, so he has been quiet since. It's been almost a week. 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And he'll face Billy Butler, who has 7 runs batted in today.
No matter what he does, he can't tie the all-time record against the Phillies of 9.
Funny when you said that, Rubio Durazo,
we saw that game.
That.
Yeah, we saw that game in Arizona. I was thinking it was still 8 by Chris Spire did it one night against the Phillies in Montreal at the Big O. But then Durazo got 1 more. I believe it was a night that Larry Boa had a spectacular ejection in that game. And I'm going to remember the umpire in a minute. He had just had enough at that point, and
well, you can ask him in the post-game show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll remember.
It's going to be great to talk to Bo. He's going to be on the post-game show. Mike Missinelli and Marty Bystrom's here in the yard.
It was one of the best, and he had a lot of good ones, but that was one of the best I ever saw.
He's thinking about it right now. He's listening to you. He's saying, Wheels, it's this, it's that, and the other.
I can picture the guy. Tony Randazzo. That's what I'm going to say it was.
Okay. 1-1 the count to Butler. And it's 2-1. Wheels' phone is going to buzz any moment now.
It was eventually on balls and strikes that he got thrown out. The guy was behind the plate. But he had watched Durazo just go off all night, and that was enough.
Inside, 3-1.
I don't think he tried to do that, but who knows? Move his feet a little. Yeah,
he missed his spot pretty well.
That ran pretty good in there. Well, it makes you a little less comfortable.
Outside, ball 4. And Butler draws a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning.
I think they would run for him now and go for defense.
Well, yeah, they're following him up the first base line. Elliott Johnson's going to pinch run for him.
It's like watching a Dream Week game, a fantasy camp game. That's what you see.
As Wills mentioned, and we mentioned a moment ago, Larry Bowe will make his debut on the postgame show. 5-time All-Star, the 2001 Manager of the Year. He'll join Mike Missinelli, of course, Marty, who's here at the ballpark, with an in-depth look at the first week of the season, plus a recap of today's action. That's next on the Phillies postgame show, live from Sugar House Casino.
And he can confirm or deny that was the night Durazo got the 9 RBIs when he got thrown out.
There's Perez. Elliott Johnson pinch running. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Down the right field line and out of play. So it's 0-2. Yeah, the Phillies will say goodbye to the American League after today and get back into the National League tomorrow. And someone else will have a series that'll feature the National League against the American League. Next time the Royals have a game against the National League will be on the 27th of May when they begin a 4-game slate against the Cardinals. 2 at home and 2 against the Cardinals. Excuse me, they're going to play the Astros, actually, Wills, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then they'll play the Cardinals a week later.
Cardinals are a true natural rival for these guys.
It's about, I think it took me about 2.5 hours, 2:45 maybe, to go from St. Louis to Kansas City to see.
What would it take a normal driver?
Swing and a miss, 1 away here in the 9th. Well, it depends. It's wide open terrain, Bills. There's no traffic lights or anything like that.
It's Missouri and it's flat.
Yeah. Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1, 2, 3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Jeff Francoeur is 1 for 4. Way outside, 1-0.
Yeah, he's throwing across his body right now. You can see the motion he just made with his hand. Trying to keep his shoulder closed. But these hitters are not real comfortable against this guy, especially after that ball came inside to Butler. Francoeur pulls off anyway, and he's really going to pull off on this on Ma.
Whacked it foul, and it's 1-1.
Well, one thing about Jeff Francoeur, and that's what he's done so far here today. And we've seen him play a lot of games over the years, and he does give you a great effort. He may not look real good sometimes when he's hitting, but he will go up there hacking. He tries to do damage.
Breaking ball, a little low, 2-2. All right, Wills, let's get back to the interleague stuff for the Royals. I got to correct everything I just said.
Uh-oh.
Because remember, the Astros are now in the American League, so that's not a National League series.
That's hard to get used to.
But they do have a series next week against the Braves on the 16th and 17th.
I said, the other day when we talking about the Braves would lead the league in strikeouts, I said, no, the Astros will.
Right.
Well, they can't.
I thought you meant the majors.
Well, I'm glad that's what you thought, because I was hoping that's
nice play by Michael Young. They get one at second. All right, we've got an update on the Major League Notebook. Murph, I'm sorry if I screwed you up as far as the interleague play goes, but did you screw up something with the Major League Notebook?
Well, no, we're adding something to the Major League Notebook.
Excellent.
You know, it's a flowing situation, is the Notebook, and a little bit of history made today between the Boston Red Sox and Toronto Blue Jays. Will Middlebrooks for the Red Sox hit 3 home runs, and actually in his 4th at bat flew out to the warning track as the Red Sox just pounded Toronto 13-0. R.A. Dickey struggling a bit. 4 1/3, allowed 10 hits and 7 earned runs in that game. John Lester continues to be strong. We saw him in the spring. 5 hits, no runs allowed for him. The Red Sox scored in 6 of the 9 innings today, and they won that game 13-0.
Ball is jumping out of the dome so far this year. It really is.
Well, it does.
Thank you, Murph. We appreciate that.
I think someone picked Dickey this year as one of their impact players.
Was that you, Wheels? How's that going?
Early, not good. In fact, Murph made a point of saying to me, I don't think that was a real good pick. I think he's going to get hit in that league. And I looked at Murph and I said, yeah, well, you may have a point, but I'm going to stay with it.
Well, here's Eric Hosmer with runners on 1st and 2nd.
Good call, Murph.
Inside, it's early.
It's early, but that's some pounding.
By the way, I want to thank Jason Stark for helping me along with the interleague stuff. Jason had sent me a note. It's very nice of him.
It won't be the first time we have the Astros still in the National League, nor the last.
Runners on 1st and 2nd. Breaking ball outside, 2-0 to Hosmer. Hosmer 5 for 15 so far. There's J.C. Gutierrez warming in the bullpen for the Royals. Wheels, here are your picks for the season.
Yeah, the two are going to be, the two are hanging in there.
You want to use your X at all? Murph liked that one. He's listening to it.
Should have seen the X, Murph. I got him right in the middle there.
2-1 the count to Hosmer. That's a balk on Philippe Almont. And Eric Cooper, the home plate umpire.
It's good he saw that.
That'll put runners on 2nd and 3rd.
There is a flinch here. It's a good call. Right here, watch. See, that's a flinch and that's a balk. It's a good call. That's not even close. Good call.
Inside, it's 3-1. Eric Cooper's had a little trouble with the strike zone today, but he had his eyes right on Philippe Almont with that one. So 3-1 the count to Hosmer here at the top of the 9th.
He knew that it was either a balk or a bee sting.
He did look startled. And there's ball 4, so the bases are loaded.
Now Kratz right now is beside himself because he's like, didn't you just call that on me? It wasn't a strike, but it wasn't a strike to Kratz either. Now the umpire didn't lose this game today, or don't even go with that. Go there, but you know.
But he did struggle.
Well, hasn't been real good. But Kratz, after that pitch, you can see he just had to get out of there before he said something. And that's the best thing to do. Just walk away.
Well, now Chris Getz, the batter. Getz is 2 for 4 today with 2 runs scored. The bases are loaded. Royals up 9-4. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
So Alma is still work in progress. Because he can come in and get really wild, especially when you haven't used him.
Trying to check. He did hold up, and it's 1-1. No appeal. No swing, says Jeff Kellogg. And it's 2-1. That's a good pitch. That was good movement too by Almont. 94 miles an hour.
This ball will run on left-handed hitters, and of course then it runs in on right-handed batters.
Now the 2-2 pitch. And he gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. Royals have their home opener tomorrow in Kansas City against the Twins. They'll be the next ones to see R.A. Dickey because the Blue Jays are in after Minnesota.
When he starts his comeback.
Breaking ball low. 3-2. So the bases are loaded. The count 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners will be off on this pitch. And the runners will go back and we'll do it again. Phillies half in the 9th inning. It's 8-9-1. Carrera, Mayberry, and then the leadoff batter. Down by 5 right now, 9-4. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball that just kept on Barrett inside. Almont loads the bases, gets the final out. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Royals lead it by 5, and they'll go back to the bullpen. One 9 is John Mayberry in this order. A reminder that the Powerball, which is at $60 million, goes off on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and the Mega Millions at $56 million is Tuesdays and Fridays. Good luck if you decide to play. Eric Hosmer into the ball game as a pinch hitter, now stays in the game as a first baseman. J.C. Gutierrez will take over on the mound. 2 games for Gutierrez, including 1 against the Phillies. 2 innings, 1 strikeout. And he'll face Carrera to start things off, and then Mayberry. Phillies led this ball game 4-0, and they now trail at 9-4. Cole Hamels started for the Phillies, and he went 5 2/3, a lot of career high 8 earned runs. James Shields started for the Rays. Give him credit. He allowed 4 runs to start the game, and then worked in and out of trouble the rest of his outing. He went 6 innings, allowed 10 hits, 4 runs, 8 strikeouts. So now Gutierrez will face Carrera. Carrera is 0 for 3 at his first start in the Phil's uniform. A couple different times he tried to bunt his way on, which wasn't a bad idea. Ran some deep counts, but was retired both times on ground balls to second. outside. 1-0 the count to Carrera. Last night the task was not as daunting. The Phillies were down by 2 going into their final at bat. Now they're down by 5.
Yeah, they scored 1 inning in this game.
At the knees with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-2.
That's what had happened last night too, till the 9th inning. So not real consistent offensively at this point in the season. The starting pitching is not held up the way you expect it to. So as a result, they're not off to a real good start. 6 games.
And tomorrow Doc will pitch, and he'll be opposed by Matt Harvey. As Doc said after his last start, he's focused on just getting better and being the pitcher he was in the past. He feels like he can. Outside, ball 4. So a base runner for the Phillies to begin the bottom of the 9th.
The way it began last night, as Tom said, the difference is two runs as opposed to 5 runs.
Now the week ahead for the Phillies includes those 3 games against the New York Mets. Comcast Sportsnet, PHL 17, and the Comcast Network. Off day on Thursday, and then a weekend series in Miami. 2 night games, and then it wraps up with a day game on Sunday. And then a quick jaunt out to Cincinnati, where the Phils will take on the Reds.
There'll be some runs scored out there. Hopefully the Phillies will get in on the party.
John Mayberry takes a strike. It's 0-1.
That place, the ball is just jumping out of there early in the year. I don't know whether it's warm there or what's going on. They may need the humidor the way it's going.
Well, they won today 6-3 over the Nationals. Breaking ball, and it's 0-2.
They beat Washington 2 out of 3.
Strasburg today 5 1/3, 9 hits and 6 earned runs. He walked 4.
Yeah, that place can get you a little bit. It's hard to pitch there.
And Mayberry went on that one, so he's a strikeout victim. 5 strikeouts for the Royals bullpen today. And overall 12 strikeouts, or excuse me, 13. And here comes Ben Revere. He's got a couple hits today. Revere singled in the first, struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. They grounded out his last time up. Opposite way, base hit for Revere. So he has a 3-hit day. That'll put 2 on with 1 out. And now Rollins will be up. He's 1 for 4. He has struck out the last 2 times.
It may not be long before they get that Herrera up or Holland, either one.
Oh, they're going to go right back to the well. It's Holland, who blew the game last night, who's up and firing with 1 out here in the 9th.
Yeah, well, if this guy pitches it into a save situation, they're going to bring Holland and get him right back in the pool.
The Phillies would have to score a run and have the bases loaded.
Time run either at home plate or in the on-deck circle for a save situation.
Outside, it's 1-0. Right, they have to get the bases loaded, and obviously the tying run in the on-deck circle. It's 1-0 to Rollins. 7 for 25 on the year. His average at 280 in the first week. In the air to right field. Going back on it, Francoeur to the warning track, to the wall. Gone! A 3-run home run for Jimmy Rollins. And the Phillies all of a sudden are within 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. First home run of the year for Rollins. First RBIs of the season for Jimmy.
Well, now you have your save situation. Time runs in the on-deck circle.
And Mike O'Farrell from Philadelphia, you've just won $200 compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Boy, that's Jimmy Rollins' zone. Here comes Ned Yost to make the switch. How many times have we seen him hit a pitch down, in, and drive it? And there it was again. He could hit about 30 more if he could have that pitch all year.
So a 3-run home run makes this a 9-7 ball game. Chase Utley is due up. Ned Yost out to the mound. He's going to stall for a moment.
Yeah, that guy just got up.
The bullpen door is open, but he hasn't made the call. There it goes. He just signaled to the pen. Jimmy Rollins now 6 home runs away from 200 for his career. A pitching change here in Philadelphia. The Phillies down by 2, and the Royals closers coming in for the 2nd straight day. And the guy they got to last night, right-hander Greg Holland, in again to try to pick up a save.
Yeah, he got himself in trouble last night. Chase Utley takes a real close 3-2 pitch for a walk. Another good at bat by Ryan Howard. He walks. Michael Young walked and strike out there to Dominic Brown. John Mayberry called out on a slider, finally away. And then here comes Kevin Franzen.
Franzen shot one into the alley in right center field. It cleared the bases and sent everybody home happy. He's already batted today, so it's going to have to be someone else that's the hero today.
Oh, just pretend you're starting all over again. Here we go. Only there's 2 outs this time. I mean, there's 1 out.
Utley today is 2 for 4.
Same guys are coming up.
And he takes a pitch outside.
That's almost surreal, isn't it? And don't think that Holland doesn't know that. That's what happened with him so far in 2 games. 3 of those walks last night.
Outside, 2-0. Dave Island. I think they're going to get somebody else up in the bullpen.
Going to get that Herrera.
Yeah, they might.
And that guy was really nasty. I thought they might even use him. You know, you have a closer. You're trying to stay with him. You want to get him back. Well, they may have a short leash. There he is.
Yeah.
Not that Holland's any day at the beach, but they'd rather have him in the game than that Herrera. The Phillies would. You talked to their hitters today about that guy last night.
Outside, 3-1.
He's not getting ready real fast out there either. Maybe he doesn't need a whole lot, but just watching him warm up with Ryan Howard's on day, he's just taking his time.
Just like he did last night, Utley runs the count to 3-2.
Deja vu all over again, huh?
Well, he knows they need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
He may not be as comfortable in what a strike and a ball is today.
Utley hits it in the air to center field. Playable for Dyson. There are 2 outs.
Well, he challenged him. That's not the tying run at home plate, Chase Utley. So he challenged him with a fastball and won that battle.
Ryan Howard has not had a good day. He's 0 for 4. He has struck out 3 times. He just has not been able to carry the success from spring training over to the regular season, at least during the first week of the year. Howard with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs and a .322 average in spring training. Want to know the count to him. Line drive, base hit to left center field. Boy, Dyson could fly. He cut it off. Howard stops at first. Let's see if they pitch run for him.
They did last night. Boy, that guy's in the game today.
He's not the tying run.
And that's the only reason why you wouldn't run for him. But the other thing is, you know, you get a kind of a dribbler in the infield. Something you may not have a play, but you have a play at second.
That's a good point. Phillies have already used Franzen. They've already used Mayberry, who's in the game. Nix is in the on-deck circle. They could use his pitcher if they want to, like a Cliff Lee to pinch run, if they choose to.
Freddie Galvis is their last infielder.
Michael Young has 3 hits today. And he loops that one to right field. Frank Core coming on. He's not going to get there. And the Phillies have back-to-back hits now against Holland. The tying run is over at first base, and Lance Nix is the winning run.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they go to that Herrera right now.
Well, they're going to buy some time. Escobar is in to talk to Holland.
He was taking a long time to get ready, but he's ready now.
Here comes Ned Yost.
Yep.
Nix has been introduced.
So a lot of things are going right for the Royals right now, but they have a little closer problem, and they may do a quick flip-flop the way the Cubs have done already.
Well, they signaled for the pen for Herrera, so Holland is being lifted from the game after back-to-back hits by the Phillies. The tying run is aboard. We get back. Herrera, who will come into the ball game and try to close it out for the Royals. Not only can he throw hard, he also has a good changeup. See his numbers in 3 games. He's got 6 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. And there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Howard's at second, Young is at first, and Lance Nix is the pinch hitter for the Phillies. He's already been introduced.
How nice is this for Ned Yost to have his closer struggle like this and still have this guy to go to? Most of the times with a manager, when a closer starts to go south like this in an inning, they live or die with him. And in this case, he doesn't have to. Now, Ryan Howard still on the base pass. He is not the tying run.
Michael Young, who ran the bases well last night with Franzen's ball to right center field, is over at first base. And now Nix, and the first pitch to him. It's over first strike. You throw him a changeup. Nix is a dead fastball hitter, but Herrera has a good changeup.
Right, and you know that's what they talked about with him when he came into the game is, I don't know if we're going to challenge him with a fastball he can hit, and the shadows are getting a little nasty right now. They're in a no doubles defense way back.
Out in front of another changeup. It's 0-2.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect him to challenge him.
There's Holland, lifted from the game. He's got to have a lot of things rolling around his head right now. Oh, it to the count. And Nix fouls it away. 3 straight changeups. He did get Nix last night. And he got him on the changeup.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, too. His arm slot's unbelievable. That fastball and changeup come out of the same spot. And the arm speed is really good.
Back toward the middle, a base hit it to center field. Howard's being waved home, and no throw from Dyson, and the Phillies are within 1. The tying run's at second. The winning run is aboard.
Nice job by Lance Nix. He got a fastball. Good job by Ryan Sandberg, too. He knows they're not going to throw home there, because you would never throw home and allow the other 2 guys to move up. So he's going to wave Ryan Howard. They knew they were safe with him on the bases, unless maybe a forced play in the infield. There's that low fastball, and Tom said that's what Lance Nix is going to look for. Really didn't think they'd throw him there. And there's Ryan coming home to score the run that gets him to within 1. And a good job by the Royals. They're not even thinking about throwing that ball home.
Well, now it's a 9-8 ball game. Eric Kratz is the batter. He's the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. Phillies have scored 4 runs. And Kratz hits the first pitch foul down the left field line.
That would have been interesting.
Wow.
Another changeup. Well, this didn't look like it was in the books. But what a finish they're having right here.
Phillies were down 9-4 when this inning began. Ned Yost, I don't think, likes this ballpark. I mean, think about his last games as the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers in this ballpark and how bad they were. It cost him his job.
Yeah.
0-1 the count to Kratz. Runners lead off first and second. And Eric takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-2.
He's sitting up there thinking about changeups.
To the count. In the dirt. Gets away from Perez. Both runners move up. The tying run's at third. The winning run's at second.
Okay, change up in the dirt, and he couldn't control it.
They scored a wild pitch.
It's a change up, and he just totally overthrew it.
It would be a bad thing if he overthrew it again.
That'd be sweet, Tom. Whatever it takes. A little quail would be nice, too.
The outfielders come in a few steps, although Dyson's still deep in center. 1-2 the count to Kratz. Tying runs at third. The winning runs at second. And the pitch. Ground ball up the third base line, and it trickles foul.
That would have done it.
Shades of Carlos Ruiz in the World Series, and Eric Bruntlett over at third base.
James Shields sitting in the clubhouse maybe watching this. This is his win. I remember that night.
Again, it's 1-2 to Eric Kratz. Young at third. He's the tying run. Nix at second, the winning run. The pitch from Herrera. Another grounder foul.
It has to be tough to see right now. Eric Kratz up there, just like Lance Nix, battling a really tough pitcher. See those shadows.
Last night it was Kevin Franzen. Franzen and Kratz, the closest of friends, the roommates in the minor leagues. One buddy came through last night. Can another one come through today? Towering pop-up off the third base line. Moustakas runs out of room. And here we go again.
Ryan Sandberg down there talking to Michael Young about getting a good lead. Getting that walking lead. They've only had one bounce away. That would be huge if one could bounce away and they could tie it that way.
39,451. What's left on their feet. It's 1-2 to Kratz. The pitch. A little tapper foul again. Well, he's thrown one ball and 10 strikes so far. Herrera has.
It's a great battle right now. Throwing some nasty pitches he's fouling off.
This is a 7-pitch at bat. This will be the 8th pitch to Kratz.
Playing him in right center. If he pulls the ball,
well, it's a win.
So it's over.
Yeah.
Over without a play at the plate. See how the overshift.
Herrera has his signs. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Fouls it back. He got a fastball and he fouled it to the screen. It remains 1-2.
Oh, he was on that one. Big time arm in right field, of course, in Frank. Boy, there's the fastball. They foul it straight back like that. They'll probably get a changeup there.
Big time arm in right field. Above average arm in left field too. It's an 8-pitch at bat. Here's number 9. Swing and a miss. He got him. And Herrera throws the changeup and seals the deal for the Royals. And the Phillies lose today by a final of 9-8. Billy Butler, a 7 RBI day for the Kansas City Royals. It turns out he is our Chevrolet player of the game. It did get dicey in the end, and the Phillies scored 4 runs in their half of the 9th inning. They had the tying run at third and the winning run at second. But Herrera won the battle against Eric Kratz. He finally got him to miss a changeup.
Yeah, and that was almost a no-brainer there that he's going to get changeup after that fastball he just fouled back. But that thing disappeared on him.
9-8 the final score. The Royals win the series. They take 2 of 3 from the Phillies. We'll be back to talk more about it right after this.